What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Uh, Happy Saturday night. Happy divisional round weekend. We got some good football going on right now. But, um, man, I'm telling you, uh, it's heating up. The Atlanta Falcons coaching search is heating up. We are hearing some new reporting about it as we are almost a full 2 weeks into the coaching search. We also have a GM search going on that we haven't heard as much about, and kind of, I have an opinion on that. Um, and as I think there's a certain way that organizations should be ran, but as we know, the Falcons, they have always kind of ran their organizations a little bit differently. So I do want to get into that tonight, but make sure y'all like and subscribe and comment and share out. All the support is greatly appreciated. The link is now in the chat for anyone who wants to join in. Please do so. This is a discussion tonight about what this coaching search potentially looks like, could look like in the next really few days for the Falcons, as it does look like we are coming close to the finish in at least one of these searches, I would assume. And I think one of the things you got to consider is after this weekend, you're going to, I think, see dominoes start to fall. Obviously, the first domino did fall with John Harbaugh becoming head coach of the New York Giants. So that is that, and we know that the Falcons had interest in him. So I think what's very important. Okay, I think it's fixed. I think what's very important to understand and consider, though, with how these searches are being ran, is that normally in the NFL, it's pretty common that there's a chain of command. There's your owner, obviously, that sits at the top of it. Then there's your general manager, or there is, in the case of the Atlanta Falcons and some other teams as well, a senior personnel figurehead in between a GM and the owner, which, as we know, that is Matt Ryan in his new president of football capacity. Now, what I think is important to understand is that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I don't think anyone is mad about Matt Ryan being back in this building. I'm certainly not. I think Matt Ryan being back in this building could mean a lot of good things. Probably means, I think, overall is a positive. It trends the Falcons upward, in some direction. At least I would like to think. I don't think there's much harm that can come from it. And it speaks for itself. And you look at situations like the Lions, where you have, I'm forgetting his name, but he sits between Brad Holmes and ownership, and the Lions have been able to have success down in Jacksonville. Tony Baselli, maybe the greatest player in the history of that franchise, he almost acts as a lawyer between the GM and the owner down in Jacksonville. So it can have success, and it's, I think, all about that. If you're going to run that type of structural command, you have to have the right person centered in that bridge role between the GM and the owner. Rich McKay was not the right person for that role, and we need to understand that. That's why the Falcons had a lot of issues, because Rich McKay wasn't the right person to be, essentially a supervisor or be a lawyer or be a middleman. He just wasn't. He was out of touch with the game, and we saw it. I think Matt Ryan fits that role much better. But, and after that comes a GM. And you should be high. And let me go ahead and first of all say, you should be hiring a GM first. You should. You should, or the very least, whoever your GM is should be having a part in the process of the coaching hires. And, we have heard some about the GM search for the Falcons. We've heard that it's down to two candidates. Ian Cunningham, who is a name we've heard since really even before the season ended. He is the assistant GM in Chicago. And Josh Williams, who's with the 49ers, and he is, I believe, the director of scouting and football operations over there. So, I mean, it's a situation where, you have an idea of who these two guys are, but you just, we don't get all the details from these meetings. But I would at least hope that the Atlanta Falcons are still letting their GM candidate have a say in who the next head coach is and take part in interviews and actually be proactive. And that is why I do think you need to hire a GM first and foremost. So I'm going to be honest with you. Um, it's something that I just don't like. I don't like that the Falcons still are seemingly doing the same thing in terms of, essentially it feels like the Falcons know who their coach is going to be. They know who they want their coach to be. But yet when it comes to GM, they're kind of leaving it out in the wild, and that is where a lot of essentially dissent can factor in. But, at the end of the day, every organization is ran differently. And there's a lot of moving pieces. So, what a lot of people don't do is they don't look at it from the full scale. And they don't see everything and what it overall looks like. You know, just because you're trying a trick as old as time doesn't mean it's going to work. And just because you're trying something completely new doesn't mean that it's not going to work. Mainly, it depends on the people you actually have in there. And I feel like that's what, is really going to matter. Now, one of the things is really despite the fact that Terry Fontenot, and I'm just talking about it for past instances, was hired after Arthur Smith. Really, they did claim that Terry Fontenot had a say in hiring Arthur Smith. I don't think that was the case. He may have been given as much as, well, give us some names, just to give us names, but he probably didn't have any actual say in it. We could see over the tenure of Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot in Atlanta, I don't think they hated each other, but, also, they didn't have chemistry together. They really didn't work together. So, you would at least hope that, if nothing else, the GM candidate and the coach candidate, it's going to be a little familiarity there. Or maybe in terms of at least they know each other, or the GM is comfortable with working with the coach. But overall, I can't necessarily say that. That's probably one of the things that discouraged me about this so far. This hasn't been a perfect search. I didn't expect it to be a perfect search, but that's a mistake that I felt like the Falcons should have definitely have corrected. But it seems like they haven't. Now, could they might know who their GM is. I will give the Falcons the benefit of the doubt in terms of, I think they did know Terry Fontenot was going to be their GM. They just couldn't hire him until the Saints were out of the playoffs. And then the moment the Saints were out of the playoffs, we ended up hiring him. So he could have had a part in it, and hopefully that is the case. It feels like the Falcons, as I said, are down to two guys in the GM search. But, the coaching search has really been the big topic of conversation. And it has been reported, especially today, and the past few days actually, there is a favorite for this coaching job, and it's Kevin Stefanski. Now, I've been pretty vocal in terms of Clint Kubiak is my top candidate. I think that when you look at Clint Kubiak as, first of all, his pedigree, what he comes from a successful coaching family. His father has had success. His father won a Super Bowl as a coach. He has connections to the Shanahan tree as an offensive, obviously working his way up. He's made a lot of connections. He's been able to pick up a lot. His experience, I feel like, around the league has helped him. But also at the same time, I feel like there's still concerns with it. It's a first time head coach, but a lot of head coaches that are hired are first time head coaches at the end of the day. Sure, you might get your veterans that are hired. Um, there could be times where, it ends up working out very nicely. When the Chiefs, when they hired Andy Reid, he just got fired from Philadelphia. You look at the Patriots and, Vrabel. Instances like that where in terms of veteran head coach can work, but also there's times with a veteran head coach where it doesn't work. And we see that a lot of times. I mean, for Christ's sakes, we just hired a veteran head coach and we saw how it went. So, I have my fair share of questions with Stefanski. I don't think Kubiak is a perfect candidate either. But, my personal preference is if you want to win, it's pretty clear and obvious that you got to keep up with where the league is heading if you want to be able to actually consistently win in today's game. And you either got to have a superstar quarterback or you got to have a brilliant coach, and you still have to have the quarterback. Let's be very clear. Those are the two center blocks that you have to have. And I mean, that we don't have a coach right now, and I still think, at the end of the day, there's a question as to do the Falcons have a quarterback? I'd like to think that Michael Penix can be this team's quarterback and could have a lot of success here, but there's still, I think, questions about it. Now, I do also, I want to read the comments here real quick. Um, you definitely need to hire a GM before the coach. I agree. This is how we screwed up the first time a few years ago. I agree. What are your thoughts, OG?
I was signing on when you was reading the comment. Read it again for me.
Let's just saying. We need to hire a GM before a coach. This is how we screwed up back in 2021. So, what do you think about that? And then also, you said you wanted to drop some wisdom tonight. I need to hear some of that wisdom.
Oh, I'm gonna drop the gems. I'm not gonna drop them at one time. I'm gonna drop them throughout this conversation. Well, first of all, man, I've been big on structure, um, order. I don't think that a lot of people put those two words together. Structure gives you order. Even if the structure doesn't work, at least you know what steps you need to take when giving accountability. And I agree with that comment, man. If we go out here and hire another head coach, or even have him in the favorites before we talk to a GM, then we're taking the power away from the structure, and that would be a bad deal. And the reason why I'm saying that is because um, even with the interviewing now, going through, doing the Rooney Rule and all of that, I think that the pieces have to be in place before you even do that.
I do also
Because
want,
now,
yeah,
go ahead.
I do also want to say to tell everyone. Apparently, the Falcons have satisfied the Rooney Rule. Now, I'm going to be honest. I need some clarity about the Rooney Rule, because I thought the Falcons are just starting off their second round of interviews. I thought you had to bring the minority candidate in you had to bring two minority candidates in for a second interview, two of them before you satisfied the Rooney Rule. I guess the league may have changed that. I don't know, but I could have sworn that's how it was several years ago. But if the Falcons have satisfied the Rooney Rule, which is all reports, then if they wanted to hire a coach tonight, they could.
Okay, but I know it's a part of the game. They're doing it for the political impacts of it. Implementing a rule and all of that. But the guys that come in for to fill the void and to satisfy the
Mm,
rule, in a way, I think it, other than it goes on their resume or whatever, I think that it's kind of a waste of their time, and you're not really sincere
yeah,
about.
man, it's a waste of time. It's a waste
Right.
of time, man.
It's a diversion. It's a waste of
Man,
time.
hey, Seattle's laying it on them here
Yeah,
early.
I'm trying to. Was it on Fox?
Yeah, man, I'm
There's
telling
nothing.
you. See, man, San Francisco don't stand a chance in this one.
Oh no, no, man. Um,
Saw that first play. That was crazy. They don't stand a chance.
hey, let me kind of. I'm not a real I told you so guy, but I'm gonna talk about this. You see that coaching job that Sean Payton did tonight? Did you see? Even when Buffalo had their championship type playoff momentum, those guys played for Peyton, man.
They played, man. They played for Payton, but at the same time, hey, there were some bad calls in that game too, or at least
With,
questionable
where at
calls
the
against Buffalo.
where at the end,
Yeah,
here's the
you
thing:
you, you gonna tell me that wasn't questionable?
Peyton, Sean Payton was a quarterback in his playing days, and if you notice, now if you're talking about the interception, are you
Nah,
talking
man,
about
I'm
the
talking
interception
about
or the
those
pass?
pass interference calls.
Okay, I was a receiver. I was a receiver in all of my football days. And the number one thing that you want to do is if you can get the defensive player on the defensive back or linebacker who is on the inside of you, you run your plays to the outside. You throw the ball, you place the ball to the outside, and if you notice, that's where they were throwing the ball late in the game to make the corners and whoever's out there defending have to play more aggressive for the ball, and that's where he got them. That was brilliant, man. Those plays were brilliant, man. Those guys had to reach in, and when you reach in, you're trapping the inside arm of the receiver. And if the receiver is smart, he can get a pass interference call every time,
Mm.
or catch the ball with his outside hand. I'm telling you, man. And this goes back to what I said about Terry Fontenot. Some of those picks that they claim he was involved in, they're not characteristic of the pedigree that he came from in New Orleans, man. It just doesn't match up, man. Cause that guy right there, Sean Payton tonight, I know Terry Fontenot learned from that guy. He learned a lot. He had to learn a lot.
Oh yeah.
So those picks, I don't think he got away from New Orleans and just forgot everything that they had done in New
Oh, he took
Orleans.
a lot of guys from New Orleans.
Did any of them flop on us when they got here?
Oh no, I'm talking about Sean Payton. He took a lot of guys from New Orleans to Denver. But hey, I mean, Kane Ellis was in New Orleans. Shoot, Onyemata
That's
was
what
in
I'm
New Orleans.
saying.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So um, here we are, and I wanted Terry. It'll work. It'll work itself out. I wanted Terry to stay, not because he was doing such a great job, and a lot of people associate when you want something to remain the same, is that you're either with it or it was great. It's not always great. Sometimes you're in the black, but you don't want to go further in the black. So sometimes you just have to stay where you are until you can do better. Um, but we we're pretty much where we were, man. We're interviewing, we're eliminating, we're getting the choices down to put the general manager and the head coach in a position where they have got to pick what's left.
I agree with you. Hey, let me do a drop real quick. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. The Venmo's up there on the screen. Share it out. Me and Three Dirty up here. Hit that link. It's pinned. Join the conversation. But listen,
Yeah, come on in.
hey, come on in. But hey, I mean, we want to talk a lot about structure. Man, what do you think about Stefanski?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Just I I think that, and I'm guilty of it. I think that where he was or where he he is overshadowing his coaching potential as far as what others can see him as.
Mm.
The little controversy and stuff like that going on. Um,
Hey, Georgia, Texas boy, I see you in there. Come up on panel, man.
yeah, that's my dude right there. Unless he's at work.
Yeah, man.
But
If you free, come
I I
up.
I just think that um he was never on my radar. I don't do much into the head coaching thing, or you know because it's kind of hard to really want one coach with all of these vacancies that we have, man.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, man, let's just keep Raheem, and let's just keep Terry for next season, and give him an opportunity
Well,
at the same
they
time.
couldn't keep Raheem next year. I mean, Terry was a different conversation. I would have been fine if they
Well,
kept Terry. They couldn't have kept Raheem.
if they but see, then Terry gets fired off of default, man.
And that's
If
that's what
Raheem
ended
does,
up happening. That's what ended up
right?
happening, man. So, hey, you had to get rid of both of them. They did. You couldn't waste another season. You
Okay, I got a question. Okay, let me ask you a question. Right now, who was your top candidate for offensive coordinator
right now my
for the fact?
top my well, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Before we talk about offensive coordinator, we got to get our head coach up in here.
No, I just got a point to make. Based off of, we're not saying that they're for the Falcons. I'm just asking you, who would be your top offensive coordinator candidate?
Man, I mean,
Top two. Give me top two
top two offensive coordinator. Well, I mean,
candidate.
shoot, that dude from man, I hate having to keep getting dudes from the Rams, but that dude from the Rams, and he's getting head coaching interviews too. He'd probably be one, and then, man, I'm trying to think this other guy. Uh, I yeah, oh, I could see actually. I think Slowick, who was with the Texans a couple of years ago. Those are some guys I'm looking at, but at the same time, we got to get our head coach first. Now, I will say there's this name that I'm hearing that if Stefanski's hired, he might end up keeping Olbrich, and he might bring over the guy who was the offensive coordinator in Cleveland last year.
Okay. Now, those guys that you're talking about, do you think that Raheem would hinder him from doing his job?
Raheem would hinder who from doing their job?
The offensive coordinator, whoever was picked, your top two. Do you think that Raheem would hinder him from doing a decent job with what we got
Well, I mean,
right now?
well, I mean, sure, Raheem could have hindered his job because, hey, Raheem isn't. Raheem only had two jobs, but they were pretty important for the most part. Raheem's main job was really to manage the clock, um, and then just be an overseer. Now, Raheem really didn't have a say in offense, but I mean, if Raheem makes a stupid clock management decision, of course that could hinder the offense.
Okay, but don't you think that a competent offensive coordinator that's on the sideline with the head coach, a veteran play caller, would also be in his ear at certain times, and just tell him pretty much what we got going on and what we need to do?
Man, listen. I know what you're doing. I ain't trying to think about Raheem, and
All
what could have. I understand what you're doing. I'm not trying to hear about Raheem right now,
Okay.
man.
So now with that being said,
I've
where are
had
we now?
I've had to think about Raheem every day for 2 years. I'm done thinking about that dude.
Okay. But sometimes you gotta do things you don't like, man. Especially if you don't have a solution, and especially if things are not set up for you to make the moves that you want, that you think you need to make. That's just like wants and needs. All I'm doing is saying, if we go out here, they'd already narrowed down the list. We we don't know. I don't know anything about who's going to probably be the GM along with the head coach because they've already talked to coaches. So where are the Falcons at right now?
Well, I mean,
If we're
shoot.
gonna just if we're just gonna just say, hey man, we're not gonna even discuss the what ifs, then let's talk about the steps that we need to take moving forward.
And I mean, that's what you got to do as a franchise.
Okay. So
You can't discuss a what if. You can't discuss a what if we got 20 more yards in the Patriots game, or what if we got a stop at the end of the Colts game. What if we made a field goal in the Tampa game, or what if we were able to stop Carolina or stop the Jets. Man, you can't do that. We didn't, and you know why we didn't? Because of coaching, and
okay.
that came from the top, bro.
Okay.
That's why
Again.
Raheem got fired.
Okay. I let it go two two statements ago. Like I said, where do we go? Where are we at? Where are we gonna go? I mean, I understand. Hey, you're the host. You don't want to talk about that no more. We can do that. But now let's talk about moving forward without even having that conversation.
All right, so I mean, shoot, right? I mean, you know where we are right now. We're searching for a coach and we're searching for answers. This is the thing. When you continuously fuck up as an organization like the Falcons have, this leaves you in this situation that me and you are talking about right now. And we're really having to go back and forth over. Because, see, we don't know what we're doing right now, and there's no guarantee this is going to work either. Because, see, the Falcons really decided to fuck up a couple years ago when they had all these guys out in the market. But as it stands right now, you got Clint Kubiak, and Seattle's up 17-0 right now on San Francisco. San Francisco don't got a chance in this game. They don't. So Seattle's going to move on, okay, and be in the NFC Championship. You got Stefanski, who is I think you take the good with the bad, but all in all, he has gotten a team to the playoffs. He has a playoff win under his belt. He's a two-time coach of the year. And, and he did all that with maybe the worst organization in the league. And, then you got Mike McDaniel also in that conversation, who, Mike McDaniel is capable of running a pretty good offense, but he's just not as strong of a candidate, I think, as Stefanski or Kubiak. Now, we also need to remember that we've already lost out on a candidate. We lost out on Harbaugh for a variety of reasons. Sure, we lost out on him because the Giants just made an aggressive push, but we also lost out on him because of how the organization was ran and how we set up our structure. So, that's where I say, and this isn't a knock on Matt Ryan or anything, or them bringing him in, but that's just the reality. We lost out on Harbaugh because of it. Now, do I think the Falcons could do better than Harbaugh if they hired Kubiak? Sure. I think they can. Hell, Stefanski could be better for this team than Harbaugh because Stefanski provides consistency on offense. Now, one thing I don't like about Stefanski that he had to do in Cleveland is on two separate occasions he had to turn over play calling duties to the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Now, that could of course just been the Browns and that how that organization is ran, doing that and pressuring him. That's why I think a lot of people say Stefanski was put in a bad situation in Cleveland. So does he probably deserve to have another chance and you see what he can do with a more stable organization? Sure. But then it begs the question, and I get what you're doing now. Are the Falcons really stable? Now, just because you want to get stability, that doesn't mean you should just continue to settle. Okay, it goes back to one more time. Goes back to why the Falcons had to fire Raheem. Because when you weren't going to get anywhere with Raheem, I don't care who they hired as offensive coordinator. Long term, you weren't going to get anywhere with Raheem. Okay,
All
so
right.
so now okay, you're down to two candidates. It sounds like for head coach right now. You're down
Okay.
to Stefanski and you're down to Kubiak. Now I do want to acknowledge another rumor that came. I want to get the account right of who this came from. It came from, but it has to do with the fact that um, Matt Ryan, he actually really likes Robert Saleh and Josh Williams, both from the 49ers. So, that is another name that we have heard, even though I would fully expect the Falcons to go with an offensive head coach. But it is nonetheless interesting we have heard the name Robert Saleh brought up.
Okay.
So that's where we are right now. There's clearly some finalists, okay? They are interviewing Stefanski right now. And right now, as it currently stands, it looks like he is their favorite. But also, damn, that was a good play. That doesn't mean that he's the best choice. And man, let me tell y'all something as well. This is another thing too. As an organization, okay, this is the issue we had the last time we went through this shit. As an organization, you cannot continue to settle for the second or third best candidate just because you don't want to wait it out or because you don't want to be aggressive enough in the search. Sometimes you really got it. Sometimes, man, you got to do what you got to do to get the best guy in here. And for all we know, Harbaugh might have been the best candidate out there, and you still weren't able to get him in. So if that's the case, you've already potentially missed out. You have missed out on one of the best candidates. But luckily for you, you got two other top candidates in this cycle, in Kubiak and Stefanski. Now, Stefanski might be their number one option, and if he is, that's a whole okay. Then you just take that as you will. But if they feel like they're having to settle for Stefanski because they're scared if they wait too long, this could go south with Kubiak, then man, what does that say about how you're ran as an organization?
That's that's what I've been. That's what my concern is. It's not even about who they're who they're going to pick. It wasn't about um the people. It was about the open positions that we've got to fill. That's that's my issue because we got two major holes to fill, along with some other stuff that they got. Other little um, parts of their staff that they're going to have to bring in, and all of those guys have got to. Um, I guess if you can call it, they've got to satisfy the people that are here now. Because those guys, whenever they come in, they pretty much are going to eat what is already on the table. I don't think they're going to have any influence on who we're going to bring in to um, interview or nothing. I think those guys are just going to they're going to have to take what's on the table already because of what we've already been doing since Matt Ryan's been here. Now, if they say right now we're letting Matt Ryan and Beatles do their thing, I would respect that.
I think that's what
But
they're
don't
doing.
well, they need to say it. They didn't need the letter to the fans and then the press conference and all of that. That was cool. But like I said, that was plan A to sell the hope and optimism back to the fans to kind of settle the crowd. but I think that I would feel better if they say, "Hey guys, look, Matt Ryan's here. We're gonna let Matt Ryan and Beatles get together, and we're gonna bring in a GM. Go ahead and do that. Then we're gonna us three are gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a list together of the guys that we want to interview. And that's why I was saying about. I'm not gonna say it, but that's what I was talking about earlier. It wasn't about the people. It was about having things in structure in place so that we can move forward and not be waiting to see if who's going to lose and all of that.
Now,
So,
I do want to point something out. Georgia Texas boy pointed out, and it's very true. I think.
all
Um,
right,
he said that whoever's going to be the GM was already interviewed for the president of football position before they got Matt. So essentially, that's honestly, man, you want to talk about it realistically. That we interviewed our GM candidates already, and we kill. So I guess we did kill two birds with one stone if you look at it. That's probably why we haven't had any of those formal GM interviews. And I would expect those to still come. They probably want to do second interviews with GM candidates. But, so that is a good point. And they probably asked those guys, who would you like as head coach candidates? But still, are they actually letting these guys? If there is, let's say, with Cunningham, a formal agreement in place, is Cunningham in on these coaching interviews? Is he having a voice? Is he already working with Matt on this is who I would like? This is who I feel like I can work with well. I feel like we have a shared vision of the team. Because you got to remember one thing that Matt Ryan said in his introductory press conference. I want someone in here, I want a GM and a coach who share a similar vision.
okay,
But see, if you're hiring a coach and then going out and hiring a GM, that's a little bit more of a red flag than you hire a GM and then you let that GM have a say on the coach.
okay,
So that's where I still gotta say, you know, is this all being going about right? And it's still developing. So like it's almost like a word puzzle. You don't get the full picture until the puzzle is put together.
right. I got a question about that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, has anybody else that any other team that of, were they in the same predicament as we were in
In terms of
as
what?
far as the need, needing a GM, head coach, offensive coordinator, and
I
some
mean,
upper management positions
there
being
were. I
filled?
mean,
I'm just
my
asking.
Miami.
Okay, what moves have Miami made?
Well, Miami hired and see, even with Miami, it's a little different because Miami didn't fire McDaniel immediately. Like they fired McDaniel, honestly. I think when their new GM kind of said, "I don't want to work with this dude."
The key word is now. Wait a minute. Was it the new GM or the one they already had?
The new GM they just hired.
You just said a key word right there, my
Yeah.
guy. That's what I'm talking about. You bring that GM in. If you get rid of a GM, you need to bring one in. Now, I was just wondering if it was another team that was in a similar thing. They went ahead and got them a GM so he could make his calls. Because I thought that they was going to get rid of McDaniel's, as soon as the season was over. But then they called him back in because I think they thought we was going to get him. I think they pulled him back, and then when the GM came in, it was like, nah, that's all right. We good, bro. Y'all should let him went up to Atlanta and talk to them guys. And that's how it goes.
Now now hold on. I want to point out another man, Georgia Texas boy. If
Okay.
you're available, man, you can absolutely jump up here. If you ain't at work, you're just chilling around, man. you know, you're absolutely welcome up here. But he said Stefanski hasn't left town yet, and that's very true. And listen, I don't know, but if Stefanski don't leave town, by the end of the night, and he gets stuck here overnight, he might be here tomorrow as well. Cause it might snow a little bit in the morning over here. You might, and there ain't gonna be any planes taking off, especially if it's ice or anything like that. It down here, hell no, that ain't gonna happen. So Stefanski might be stuck down here if that's the case. So you don't know. They might be getting something together. But then on the flip side of that, there's a possibility this whole Stefanski thing is a smoke show, and that Kubiak really is their top guy.
Mm. Well, again, if we do that, we've done what we did before, and that's not a that's you know that has nothing to do with how I feel or my like or dislike of players or coaches or whoever. Because I notice that gets caught up in conversation about people and their feelings, or people are emotional, or people have their favorite players and all of that. And my disclaimer has been the entire time, I look at this team from an aspect of what I know, and that is the business side, the corporation side. And my pet peeve was, even if I didn't like a
Holy
manager,
damn!
if
Holy shit!
if I did not like a manager,
Damn,
I learned to work with him.
that's tough, man. This is some tough news right here. Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle. He's out for the rest of the year.
The quarterback,
Yeah,
but he was just talking.
shoot, man, that's tough. Man, who's Denver's backup?
Wow. Wow. I don't believe that, bro. That's
What, what's
woo.
going on, everybody?
What's up, man? What's going on, Georgia, Texas, boy? Not of Georgia
We
and
just
not of
shot
Texas,
damn.
and that ain't none of nobody business.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shoot. Hey, what you thinking, man? What you think of Georgia, Texas, boy?
Man, okay, so I look at it like this. I remember Matt Ryan saying experience. So Harbaugh off the table. Tumbling, he said he waiting a year. He off the table. LaFleur just got an extension. The only two experienced head coaches that's offensive coaches that's left on the table is McDaniel or Stefanski. McDaniel already came in for an interview. We could be waiting on Clint Kubiak, but I also think the whole experience thing, not having to have training wheels on the head coach. Me personally, I think those two is one A and one B, but I think that Stefanski could probably sway their mind depending on who he bringing in as OC. Like if he can say, "Hey, I can bring in Mike McDaniel or Brian Dable or the other LaFleur or somebody like that, or Mike McDaniel or somebody like that, like to be my OC." I think that'll probably sway their mind for them not to wait on Clint Kubiak because it looked like Clint Kubiak going to the NFC Championship.
Mm,
As for the GM, I think it's between Josh Williams and Ian Cunningham, but we still got to wait because both of them still in the playoffs. But the Rooney Rule has been fulfilled for the head coach and the GM, so the hiring for either one of them could come at any moment.
any day now. Any day. And honestly, man, after man, if San Francisco loses tonight and Chicago loses tomorrow, all of a sudden we might know we might be heading in the right direction because we may know who our GM is then.
And I and my in my opinion, I believe Arthur Blank is allowing Matt Ryan to do his job as the president of football. Okay, you hire your GM, you hire your head coach. Like I understand the aspect of people saying the GM bringing in the head coach, but in this new NFL, there's not a lot of GMs bringing in the head coach. We ain't the only team not having a GM bring in his head coach.
But I mean that'll be fine if well that's the expectations
Right.
of
That's
that's
what
the
I said in my
expectations.
opinion. Like
Right.
that. That's what I expect to happen. Like, okay, because you already know who you want, so you already know who your top two candidates are, and for your GM. So we don't know if they already spoken on. All right, what type of head coach you want for this team? Like that's something us as fans we still speculating on that because nothing has came out. But we do know who we interviewed as a head coach and we interviewed what like 11 head coaches, 12 head coaches so far. So I feel like we got the initial reaction from Clint Kubiak. I feel like could he get a second interview? But we're gonna have to wait until after the NFC Championship because he won't have that window until either they lose or that week before the Super
Yeah,
Bowl where they
that's
got to
going.
buy.
That might be what tells us a lot. Because man, if they don't hire, you know, if they don't hire Stefanski within the week, they're absolutely waiting on Kubiak.
Facts.
They're waiting on Kubiak. If they don't make that hire, then oh yeah,
Okay, I got a question then.
what's up,
If
OG?
they do it like if they do it like that, if Matt Ryan's going to make those calls, and like I said, if that's what they're going to do, I respect that. But when the GM comes in, what's going to be his job?
Well,
To get the roster,
Matt Ryan
to
said that
get the
he's not
roster,
trying to do
and
a
to build
GM.
his front office.
Said that,
Like,
yeah,
think about it.
said
We
that.
still got to get our front office together. Like, we got to get a brand new front office.
Hey Matt,
Everybody's gone.
you need to go rewatch Matt Ryan's press conference, OG, because he said I ain't gonna try to do the
No,
job
yeah,
of the
I'm not doing
GM.
nobody's
I'm
job.
not scouting.
I'm just,
I'm not turning in cards. I'm not. I'll give
yeah,
suggestions,
I'm here
but
to
I'm not gonna do their
pick two
job.
right people who got the same vision that I got, that we got for this team. I'm not doing nobody's job. I'm just here to pick the people to do the
I
job.
set the vision. I supervise. I give input when needed. I'm not doing their job. There's a big difference between those two things.
Okay, so so they're going to get the head coach, and then they're going to get the GM or whatever. They're going to bring them guys in, however they see fit, and from the interviews, they're gonna find out if these two guys have the same vision, and then those guys are gonna kind of coordinate to finish building the roster.
That's
But
right.
I think whoever get hired, they already figure out if they got the same vision or they wouldn't have the job. I also think it came out that Stefanski already had like a potential coaching staff when he came in today.
They say that Ulbrich might be part of it too.
He ain't got no choice. Obrick and Leffert.
Yeah, man.
Well, I hope I hope it works out, man, because I think that the interview process, everybody's going in there like Raheem went in there. We're trying to impress the people on the panel,
But see,
and
they're
we're gonna
talk.
say whatever we need to say to get the job.
See, they're talking to a different guy though than they were talking to than Raheem was talking to.
I get that, but it's still the same. When you're trying to get a job, you every time you go to an interview to get a job, you pretty much are gonna say whatever you feel like at that particular time is gonna give you the best chance to get that position.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Oh,
why do you think that you're told to put together a resume? All that is to sell you for the job.
well, and the resume also gets you kind of a ticket to the interview.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've seen times. that the interview had more weight than the resume.
Yeah.
I've never agreed to that, but I know that on positions that I had applied for when I was employed, guys beat me out because of how they had everything set up, and they made the interview um, factor more than all of the other parts of your resume that to me was more important, like being able to do the job, having experience in the job, and all those things. So getting back to the football team, if these guys come in and they're going to kind of just feed along with, to try to get the position, and then when it's time for them to work one on one together, the vision might get blurred.
I think for the GM, if we going off resume, I think it's Ian Cunningham because he had 14 years between the Ravens and the Eagles, and right now he been with the Bears for 1 year. So we
Mm.
going off resume. I mean, and then so that's a vision. So you bringing him in, you already know where his mindset is at when it comes to building a team. Just looking at the Ravens, because he was on the Ravens when they won a Super Bowl. He was on the Eagles when they won a Super Bowl.
Okay, so when you want this guy to have his hands in on the entire head coach hiring process?
But that's still going back to everybody believing that the GM got to hire the head coach.
Okay,
Like this a new brand of football. There's a lot of teams to where the GM is not hiring the head coach. Like I understand why some people, like a lot of people, still harp on that, but in this new age of football, it's not a lot of GMs that hire the head coach. Do they have an input? And they probably did have an input on what type of coach they had. Because think about it, we done interviewed these guys. It's been like almost a month now. Well, not a month, but
I get you. I
uh,
know what you're saying.
like, but this is just our opinions. But I think me personally, it got to be Stefanski or Kubiak. I think they was waiting on LaFleur. That was gonna see what was going to happen with him. Obviously, he just got his extension today. Green
Right.
Bay just extended their GM today, so you got to go to the next step. Like I know some people like don't want Stefanski, but it's like they say they don't want him because he had two losing seasons, but we was ready to take Bill Belichick after four losing seasons.
Well, you know why Bill Belichick would have been welcome to Atlanta.
I get it.
Right.
Six Super Bowls. So right now, but in saying the same thing, people don't want to recognize that Kevin Stefanski got two Coach of the Years in Cleveland. The only two times they've been to the playoffs three times, and he took them twice.
Hey, y'all need to be watching this game. Everything that's happening on the offensive side of the ball is Kubiak driven. You're seeing exactly what a Kubiak can do with your
Oh,
offense.
listen, that first series, soon as I seen that deep pass to the left hash, I told my wife, that's why they want Kubiak to come to Atlanta right there. They want us to do that right there because you see the play design. You had the tight end go up the seam. You had the wide receiver go up from the outside and go across the middle. You had the running back go out to the flats and check down. It
Oh
was
yeah, I
like
mean that's how. And I mean, consider everything we got over here. Shoot, someone's gonna be open every damn play.
facts. So I understand completely why they would consider Kubiak. But my whole thing is Kubiak considering us? He got every job on the table.
And that's the X factor, right? I was going to say that. What happens if these guys make it to the Super Bowl?
What
From
happened if
from
we
a coup,
wait and he goes somewhere else?
right? You know what I'm saying? What happens? And I was just going to say that, but I'm glad somebody else said it.
Like, and I understand the long game. Like, I get it, but make we still can't make no decisions. Like, even if they win today, we can't come out tomorrow and say that Clint Kubiak is going to be our head coach because that'll be some type of interference because you're not supposed to be talking to Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, we learned our lesson on that. We got burnt one time
Shoot.
about
So I
talking
get
before.
it, and I understand people gonna say, "Well, man," but like, if we being honest, would Clint Kubiak want to come here, or would Clint Kubiak want to go to Baltimore?
Mm.
Man, I think, man,
He might want to look. He might want to work with AAU.
shoot. But hey, at the same time, is that what Baltimore is looking for? That's another
Right.
thing.
Or what
Baltimore
about
might be looking for a
Pittsburgh?
defensive guy.
Yeah. What if Pittsburgh want to go against what they do? They don't have
That's
defensive coach,
possible
but
too.
now what if they want an offensive coach? And just look
Oh
at
Lord.
Mi- let's look at
Oh,
Miami. Like
oh,
like that's what we got to start thinking about with these first time head coaches because now you got Miami, you got Tyree Hill, you got Waddle, you got Tua, you got the
Carolina.
chain. You like so now it's okay. Are we waiting on Kubiak and wasting our time, or is Stefanski giving us a game plan to say, hey, this what I can do with this team right now. This is my coaching staff. Like I understand the long game, the waiting game, but I feel like those are our top two choices. And I just don't want us to get out here and wait too long and lose both of them, and then we got to go Robert Sala or somebody like that, and then go. Because my whole point with an offensive coach, I don't want our quarterback to go through the same thing Matt
And,
Ryan went through, getting an offensive coordinator every 2 years.
and man,
But I understand them getting a head coaching job, but it's still Matt Ryan had to learn something new in
hey,
the offense
and
every
that
two
might
years.
be why, man. That might also be why Matt is just, he might be playing it conservative in a sense and just say, I'm gonna go get the guy who's available in Stefanski. That might be the tiebreaker. It might say, well, Stefanski's got experience and he's available right now. I'm not running the risk of having to go and wait for him. Because even if Kubiak, anyone can say, "Oh, I'm interested in you. I'm going to take your job," but then anyone could slip in and say, "We'll give you this, this, and this," and it makes them reconsider everything. So that
Right,
might be
like,
why they do go that way.
and then I ain't even brought up Tennessee. Tennessee got the number 5 pick. You already got a quarterback, and you got close to 100 million in spending cap.
Well, they're saying that after us, that's where Stefanski's going next. He's going to Tennessee for an interview.
But you see, we moved up our interview before Tennessee. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
jumped everybody. So like,
that's what kind of points to me that they're looking at him to be the front runner as of right now.
I like the move because it's experience. He had at least 5 or 6 years as a head coach. Prior to his quarterback, prior to the Cleveland Browns saying, you know what, we don't want to pay Baker Mayfield, we want to go after Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Browns in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Before they decided to give up 3 to 4 first round draft picks for Deshaun Watson and give Deshaun Watson 250 plus million fully guaranteed, the Cleveland Browns was in the playoffs consecutively.
yeah, I didn't understand that move right there, boy. Mm.
And then like some people forgetting the offense he had with Nick Chubb, Njoku, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. Like there's a possibility like that guy could
Yeah.
be a diamond in
Oh
the
yeah.
rough. Like you
That's
might just need a change of scenery.
Yeah, now I'm a believer in that. Sometimes where you're at is just not in favor of your skill set. It doesn't mean that you have a bad set of skill sets. It's just not in favor where you are. So
Like I'm sorry, but if you had 13 quarterbacks in 2 years, I don't see no success coming out of that. Period.
right, it's time to go.
mm,
Yeah,
And you got some Cleveland fans; they are disappointed that he got fired.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, shoot. You know the Browns are gonna or aren't gonna get a coach better than him.
Like it'll be different if like you got Pittsburgh fans or Ravens fans like, yeah, you know what, it was time. We was over these two. The same thing, boom, boom, boom. You really got some Cleveland fans, they are disappointed that Stefanski was fired.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shoot. Because man, when you're an organization like Cleveland, this is what I'm saying. As bad as the Falcons have been to two Super Bowls. Man, the Browns have been have been an absolutely miserable or have been a miserable franchise since
Man,
before the Super Bowl.
the
The last time the Browns did anything was before the Super Bowl was even around, and that wasn't even the current Cleveland Browns team that exists right now.
the Cleveland Browns have been miserable since they let Bill Belichick and that coaching staff
The
leave.
current Cleveland Browns have made the playoffs, I think, 4 times since they returned to the NFL, and two of the times were under Kevin Stefanski.
Man, have you ever seen that coaching staff that Bill Belichick had in Cleveland? He had him, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer. Like their coaching staff in Cleveland was stacked of Hall of Fame coaches.
Shoot. Yeah, man.
I feel like Matt, if you feel like this is your guy, and we already know who the GM gonna be, we just gotta wait till they're done in the playoffs because both of our top options are in the playoffs. The Williams guy, I believe he have a long understanding with the a long standing with the 49ers. So he knows like the ups and downs of the 49ers, but the Ian Cunningham, like if we going off resume, that's my guy because that means that you got what maybe three Super Bowl rings, one one with the Ravens and two with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, if we just going off resume and culture and vision, like those are two of the top franchises in the league.
I've
And
heard Landry. Go ahead.
even prior to Philly winning their first Super Bowl, what was that, 2017? Philly was
Yeah.
always recognized as a top franchise.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a lot of talk about this culture thing, right? And I mean, I'm not big on it because I'm more on identity. Before you can get a culture, you must have an identity. In my opinion, you know, what is your team known for? What do your team stand for? So that's what I think we should also, but they should also put into play. You know, I know everybody wants to win, but what you're also trying to establish consistency, and consistency only going to be done by knowing what you identify as, and that's what you keep
Did they already
traditionally.
answer your question, 330? That statement you just said, the Falcons already did it. You said in identity,
Right.
consistency. All right. I'm going to put Matt Ryan, the most consistent winner in Falcons history, as the president of football. So we already
Okay.
got an identity. We already got somebody who's going to build a vision for this team because he know what it takes to win in
Okay.
Atlanta. He know all the ups he went through, all the downs he went through, all the changing of this and changing of that. He went through it. And with him being a TV analyst, he got the opportunity to talk to other GMs and presidents and go behind the scenes and do everything that he got to do for the last 2 years. So he was learning on the job, doing another job to get prepared for this job. I don't know if I said that in a way, but I wasn't trying to say it like that. It just came out like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean that's great. Look. I have to keep giving this disclaimer because I don't want it to be mistaken that I'm against any of it.
right,
All I'm talking about It's what I don't see. You know, what's not established? What are we going to do? You know, but it has nothing to do with I like the last regime or the regime before that or the hirings and all of that. Has nothing to do with it. All I'm saying is, from my standpoint, you know, what am I paying for next year? Am I paying for and having expectations of having a decent season? Are we going to contend for the NFC South? You know, what am I buying? You know, what's the product? And right now, I'm just paying off of faith. You know, for the love of the Falcons, all that good stuff. But as far as what I know, all I know is we got rid of a bunch of guys. We moved Rich McKay again, and we hired Matt Ryan. And I feel like that was just a feel good hire for now to restore faith and optimism to the fans.
which it was, which it definitely was.
Damn, man, Shaheed is a fucking beast.
But it that's also like a new staple because we know Matt Ryan not gonna come in here and think the same way as Rich McKay. So the thought process and the whole process is gonna be different. Matt Ryan is gonna be coming in here as a almost as a
Man,
former player, but also having the last few years to look at the game as a fan
shoot,
to
hey,
understand where we coming
y'all
from.
see all the ways they're using Shaheed in Seattle right now that Clint Kubiak is using this dude?
Oh
Man,
yeah, that was
Just
his guy.
man, just
That was
imagine
right
the
in New
ways
Orleans.
imagine the ways he would use Bijan.
hey man, when he left the Saints and went to Seattle, I said that's the over the hump guy right there, offensively.
Yeah.
You just secured your your special teams and you solidified your wide receiver room. Cause look at the other guys they got in the wide receiver room.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them boys snuck out there and picked up a cup. That was a good sneaky move, buddy.
Oh yeah. And a nice
Real
veteran.
good. Yeah.
Man, you know what thought just hit my mind? What if Clint Kubiak, let's say the Seahawks lose. What if Clint Kubiak say he gonna remove his name from the head coaching process? We don't seen it happen before.
That's
That
what I'm
that is
saying,
that's
bro.
true. Yeah, I mean that's true.
So, but here's the thing about Matt Ryan, right? And I'm gonna speak honestly. And it probably the first time that I've ever said this to anybody other than my partner down there in Macon. Now, Matt Ryan knows football. He has a great career, and he knows the Falcons. But I was not a great fan of Matt Ryan. I didn't dislike him, but I wasn't a great fan of Matt Ryan. And not that I dislike him because he wasn't like Michael Vick. I didn't really like Michael Vick, other than he was exciting. But I thought that he could have done a lot better things for the Falcons than he did with the God given talent that he had. So I'm pretty much saying all that to say this. I'm pretty much all about the logo, just the Falcons in itself. If you come here, you come to the Falcons, you can have great stats, you can do good things, but if it don't add up to a championship, I mean, it's just thank you for the memories
So so
type
so,
thing.
so pretty much what you saying is that there ain't a player in Atlanta Falcons history that has any special meaning to you.
William Andrews.
Okay, he's the only one.
Pretty much.
Mm.
And the only reason why William Andrews is I got some ties with the family. I saw him in junior high, saw him in high school. I was young, much younger, but watched him in college. And then he went to the Falcons. But I was a fan of his before, he ever
You
got to the Falcons. But that kind of
you knew
like
about him
locked me
before,
in
yeah.
more.
You knew about him before he was even here.
Yeah. He had a brother, Roosevelt Andrews, that should have went pro. But he had some other issues down there in Thomasville.
Oh shoot, yeah, he was from William Andrews was from Thomasville.
Oh yeah. Home of Guy McIntyre, home of Charlie Ward, home of Henry Childs.
Yeah.
You know, um, I forgot the other cat that went pro from Thomasville, but
Well, shoot. I mean, but if we looking at it though, Bijan is on track to break every day because William Andrews does hold a lot of Falcons records for running backs. Man, Bijan broke all the single season records William Andrews had, and if Bijan stays healthy, he's gonna break all of William Andrews' career
oh yeah.
records.
But let me throw a tidbit in there on that. William Andrews is a natural fullback, though. By the way, he was a natural fullback, so
Mm.
they found a diamond in the rough from that guy when they picked him up.
Yeah, you kind of knew Bijan was gonna be a star.
Yeah, my nephew that coaches with Texas, he told me that we had something special, and I kind of didn't believe him because I was like, man, we ain't really got no running back that's gonna be that good. I know he was decent, but yeah, Bijan's special, man. Um,
See, that's why
it's
I
been a
say,
pleasure, man, to see that guy play, man.
hey, imagine Bijan though with Clint Kubiak.
Yeah,
Man, he'll be using
I
him
think,
the ways he's using Shaheed.
I think that that's gonna be real good. A upside next year if we get this guy. But like Georgia Texas boy was saying, man, we might mess around and wait, and this guy move his name or do something else.
That's my whole thing because just like with our quarterback situation for 2026 being iffy, and I'm looking at the other teams on the table. You got Arizona, they still got Kyler. There's a rumor they might cut Kyler, but they can reconstruct. They can restructure Kyler. They already got weapons. They already got a young offense. Like that's some of this thing. Like people not putting on the table when it comes to Clint
Holy shit!
Kubiak.
Holy shit! We got breaking news.
Kevin Stefanski, please tell me.
Kevin Stefanski has been hired as the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Let's go. Let's go. I know some
This
people
is
gonna be
hey, we
mad, but
got a
that's what we
breaking news
need.
situation.
Let's go.
We got a
Let's
breaking
go.
news situation.
We need that experience. We need that experience. Like I understand some people is going to be angry, but we ain't gotta put the training wheels on. You come here and you do your job.
We have a breaking news situation. So y'all better get ready. We were on live for it. So hey,
Wow, that's wild, there, buddy. Georgia Texas boy, you almost called that one, didn't you?
hey, what we thinking?
Hey, hey, hey. What I just say, we ain't heard about him leaving town.
Yeah. Mm.
And it make too much sense because if we going off what Matt Ryan said, experience. So that right, just look at all the head coaches that we interviewed. outside of Anthony Weaver and like they all was mostly former head coaches. And
Well,
since the Rooney
go ahead.
Rule is already done, at any moment, at
I'm on
any
live. I'm
moment,
on live right now. I'm on live.
Oh yeah. But
You gonna have to hit the
that was a
link.
good. Like I said,
Yeah, I'm on live.
if they're gonna do it a certain way, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't jerk around.
Hey man.
Don't jerk around. Like I said, what am I buying? Now I know I got a head coach. I ain't mad at him. But all this waiting
and
around and
we
waiting
already got our
around.
GM too. We just gotta wait for them to get done in the playoffs. I think it is the guy from the Bears, but we gotta wait till tomorrow night. Unless
Well, hey,
because since he's in a front
I
office
sent you the link to the
position,
live.
the
So
Bears
the
could let
link is
him
there.
go ahead and move on. So since he isn't like one of the integral pieces, like the actual GM to the Bears, I think the Bears might
All right.
might allow that move.
Right.
Unless it's Josh Williams, because they said that Josh Williams had a hell of an interview. If they keep going the way it's going tonight, hey, we might have our coach and our GM tonight, and then we'll have a press conference coming up with all three of them.
Mm,
Hey,
okay.
hey, I'm on the phone with some people right now. I'm on the phone with some people right now. Shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, it's like I say. This is a breaking news situation.
Wow.
Man, I probably need to see if there's a way I can change the title to this broadcast too.
Well, you got your boy up there. Um, you got it on your thumbnail. I guess that's what you call it, on your thumbnail.
Shoot. Hey,
Um,
hold
you
on.
got him up there.
At least I don't gotta go live about the. Well, we probably gonna have to. We definitely gonna have to go live.
Hey, think about it. If he would have left, it was just like the Giants did with John Harbaugh. We ain't letting you leave.
Shoot.
They knew.
Hey,
They knew
listen. I'll give
if
them
John
credit where
Harbaugh
credit's
would
due.
have
This
came
had to
to
be their. This
Atlanta,
had to be their top guy. This had to
it
be their
had to.
top guy.
Think about it. They moved the interview days ahead. This interview wasn't supposed to happen until like Tuesday or Wednesday
Hey, for one
of next
time,
week.
I'll give the Falcons credit. For one time, they had their dude in the building. They didn't let him walk out. So I'll give them credit there. I don't know if it's the right hire compared to
Thank the
Kubiak.
Giants for that. Thank the Giants. I'm sorry. The New York Giants have just started a trend. They are not. The new trend is you get your guy, you don't let him leave the building. You do all your interviews before you get your guy in the building. So when he
Oh
get in
yeah.
the building, you
You
can
ain't got to
drop
play
that
no
contract.
games.
You ain't got.
Yeah.
Think about it. We
You right.
interviewed we interviewed 12 coaches, and the first coach to get a second interview is Stefanski.
And we didn't let him walk out the fucking building either.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's
y'all
go.
all need to hit that link right now. Y'all need to
Yeah.
hit that link because see, this is a. I mean, shoot, have this happen on live.
I think you the only one on live too, bro.
Uh,
But
give
I
it
mean,
about 10
hey,
minutes.
OG, what do you think, man? Shoot,
Give it about 10 minutes.
what are you
Hey,
thinking, OG?
People about man, because
they
listen,
late. They
listen.
late, bro.
I love my Falcons brothers, and I love my Falcons content creators. But there was a lot of them who did not want Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
man.
they finna snap now. But that's okay. Everything you guys with me, I'm on. I'm standing back. I'm saying, man, I'm worried about the structure. But both of y'all said this guy right here, and
I
the breaking news came out.
and me personally, before Stefanski was fired, when they said we was getting a new head coach, I wanted Kubiak or Joe Brady.
Okay.
But once Stefanski came out,
Okay. Now, with what we got right now, before they get rid of players or whatever, What is this guy bringing to the table?
Breaking
What is he going to be
news.
able to do?
Per Albert Breer, as for staffing, there's a very good chance Stefanski keeps Jeff Ulbrich on as defensive coordinator and expect ex-Titans head coach to be in the running, Brian Callahan to be in the running for
Let-
Stefanski's offensive coordinator.
Thank you. Those are the type of moves that get you a head coach job right there.
And the
Okay.
Falcons just made it official, too. Kevin Stefanski is the head coach.
That's why you don't let him leave the building right there. Because think about it. Even if they say, you know what, I don't want to keep Leopard on my staff, we might get the one of the best offensive line coaches in Brian Callahan to join his staff. Brian Callahan Senior.
Oh, yeah, damn, that is right.
Because that's what Callahan did when he was in Tennessee. His dad was his offensive line coach. So, but I rock with Lefford. But if we got to get bigger in these trenches, like keep him in some type of way. Like keep him in. But I feel like some of our we might be getting bigger on
I'm
the
telling y'all, they're going to start
tackles.
coming in soon.
Hey, it's official. We got two-time coach of the year, an accomplished head coach. Before their owner and GM said they wanted to pay Deshaun Watson, they was
Here
a
we go. They starting to come over. Make sure
Oh yeah.
y'all hit that link. Join the conversation. And the
What's up,
and the
Chandler?
Venmo's on screen too.
What's up, Chandler?
Hey, we just breaking some news over here.
I was at a family dinner and I stepped away for a little bit to hop on and join because I saw your text me an hour ago. You said something was going to happen. You knew what was going on. We got Stefanski. I texted Chandler personally. I wanted Kubiak. Am I mad with Stefanski? No.
Shoot,
I
hey,
wanted a younger.
they was bold for announcing it during what the fuck Kubiak is doing though. They really bold for doing that.
I don't see how Phoenix he did it all year.
But
Well, at least we know where we're going.
they're
Oh
going
yeah.
for a winner. And they got a winner.
So man, what do you think about it though?
I'm waiting on the coordinator hires. Is Ulbrich going to stay? Do we know that? Has
That's
anybody
what it
announced?
sounded like. It sounded like they're gonna keep Ulbrich around.
And we got to think, man, like, Stefanski was lost to the Chiefs in that divisional game by, like, what, 5 points? They almost went in Kansas City and won. It'll be interesting to see what we do with Stefanski. I think Arthur Blank I think he had to get a hire in quick, and, I mean, he's second best option available. I don't think Tom was going to coach again. That's my opinion. So, Harbaugh was off the table, and then Stefanski was the second best available, and you got him quick.
Y'all better hit that link and because we're talking about it right now. Kevin Stefanski, next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Hey man, don't no one do it like us over here.
Now, I do want to ask Chandler and Dirty y'all's opinions on the hire because I was a little late. I didn't get to catch it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Kubiak was my top guy. So I'm really, kind of, that's the only thing where I go, I don't think this is a bad hire in sense of, I think for me, the way I saw it, Stefanski the was probably honestly my third option actually. However, when I take a look at it, clearly it seems like this was the Falcons' top option, so much as so they didn't let him get out the building
hey
without a
5 year deal.
contract.
5 year deal.
5-year deal?
5 year deal.
Mm.
Hey, question: are y'all part of the Falcons message board?
Where's that at?
It's falcons.boards.net. Because it used to be on atlantafalcons.com and then they took it down, but somebody built a new one. It's falcons.boards.net. And man, listen, soon as it came out, the first thing came out somebody's mouth. Rich McKay strikes again.
Fuck. Shit.
But outside of Kubiak, who would these people rather want? Like,
They wanted Kubiak, but
I
just like
get
we was
that.
just talking about, did Kubiak want us? Like when we had that first interview with Kubiak, did Kubiak like because like he has to come in here and build a team. Like he has to come in here and build his offense instead of going to a team that's stacked. Like the Ravens. Like I feel like soon as that Ravens job opened up, that's Kubiak jobs to decline.
And I didn't want McDaniel. I did not want
Me
McDaniel.
neither.
Nah,
As a
man.
OC, yes. As a OC, yes.
As a head coach,
And
hell
I'll
nah.
tell y'all this too. Stefanski's a hard ass. He gonna take
Oh
names
yeah,
saying
he
it like
ain't
it
gonna be
is.
very friendly with the motherfuckers.
No. No.
That's what we need. If that's going, man, listen. Our division was won with an 8-9 record. That head coach ain't got to be friendly to nobody. You come in here and you wreck shop. You put a stamp on this shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm sick of that friendly, buddy ass shit. Just think about it. The last time we had some real hard nosed coaches, we was winning. Brian Cox, Keith Armstrong. When we had those type of coaches, we was winning.
Stefanski's a hard. I'm telling y'all, he's a hard ass.
Yeah, he ain't gonna take bullshit.
I take it. That's
That's
what
what
we
we
need.
need. Has the
Accountability.
GM been announced yet?
Nah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier. The
I'm
only
saying,
thing
like,
is, I feel like they are doing this backwards, but this can also go and show you this is probably how much they. Stefanski, let's make no mistake about it. Kevin Stefanski was the Falcons' top choice.
are we sure it wasn't Harbaugh?
I don't. Man, look, I really.
Harbaugh
It
wasn't
was the
coming to
floor.
Atlanta.
I
Yeah,
think
I
they
don't.
was looking to see if
I
Green Bay
think
was going to let go of the floor
they was
just
wanting to
because of it.
see they was wanting to talk to Harbaugh because man, listen, you get a Super Bowl winning head coach on the market, you always want to talk to him, but man, it seems like man Stefanski has really kind of always been their top guy.
Or just somebody with experience. Like because if Tomlin would have got fired, I think that right there would have been a top choice. But I understand going after Stefanski. They don't want to keep having to change coordinators every 2 years when you got the guy who got the system. When the system is there, just look at the 49ers. Look at how many coordinators leave, but the system is there.
Stefanski's the defensive coach, though, right?
He's an offensive coach. So his offense is like a mixture of West Coast offense concept and zone blocking scheme. And then there was a portion of his career he was under Norv Turner, so which is like a Air Coryell type offense, but his offense
So
is
it's
more
about to be we're about to be play action this bitch, and we're throwing it out.
yes,
Hey,
heavy
Michael
play
Penix's ass
action.
is gonna have to go under center. He's gonna have to get the fuck up out of here.
Michael Penix been playing under center. Like he did it at Washington. Like he did it at Indiana. Like that whole play. Okay, people say playing under center. Michael Penix first play of the game against the New York Giants wasn't it a heavy play action under center, but he can't play under center. Zach
Now,
Robinson never.
knowing
Zach
that we got
Robinson never
Stefanski,
went back. I'm
knowing that
sorry.
we got Stefanski, I know he gonna try to find a way to bring Winston here, because Pence ain't gonna be back till about what halfway of the year next year.
Well, they say that he should be ready to do football stuff in like July, August.
Now I need to ask you, Chandler, did Matt Ryan make this hire or Arthur Blank made this hire?
Shoot, they were Matt Ryan had to have made this hire.
This is all Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Like this is what Arthur
Now
Blank
let's be
said.
very clear
I
about
don't.
something. Arthur Blank has to sign off on all this shit because this
Oh
is his
yeah,
team. This is
but this
all
was a
Matt
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan decision. Yeah, like this is what Blank is trying to do. Like Blank is trying to remove himself from being Jerry Jones. Like he hear what these fans are saying. Like Blank, you're too. If you don't know football the way that you should know football owning the team, you need to bring somebody in here who know football.
And he did that.
Well, I will say this. That's what I was just saying what, like 10, 15 minutes ago. I was like, if Matt Ryan gonna make it, if he's gonna make those hires, then go ahead and do it. Don't be jerking around. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and make the call, and then here we go. Now I gotta
Now,
respect that move. I respect that move. You know,
now you go dirty. My bad for cutting you off. My bad.
no, I'm just saying I respect the move. If you going, if that's the direction we going, and we gonna let Matt Ryan make them moves, then let's just go ahead and do it. Cause if he's gonna do it, then why are you gonna wait?
Okay, yeah. If he's gonna do it, then why do we need to hire a GM? Make Matt Ryan the GM and president of football operations.
Matt Ryan. See, this is the thing though. Matt Ryan as a GM, because this is what we were talking about earlier. Matt Ryan said explicitly, "I'm not going out there scouting. I'm not turning in draft cards. I'm not gonna go out there and do the job of a GM. I'm gonna hire a GM to do the job of a GM."
Well, with this guy coming in, the GM job, on the side of the ball that we really need, um, it doesn't even division is gonna fall in place anyway.
I
The,
agree.
the way they've done it, division gonna already it's gonna fall in place anyway.
Yeah.
Now we
So
got
I'm
to
with
get
the move.
Cunningham. We got to get Cunningham up in here now. I need to get that hire in by tomorrow.
But see, we got to wait to see what happened with the Bears. But the one thing about if the Bears win, so let's say the Bears do win tomorrow night, they could grant Cunningham permission to go ahead and pursue his next job since he isn't the active GM. Like
Uh,
it's different from Kubiak because he's the active coordinator. He's calling the plays. He's managing the offense. Like for the GM position, like if that's our guy, then we could get permission from the Bears to move forward in making that decision. But it's only up to what happens to the Bears and how Ryan Poles and the front office wants to handle that.
well,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
man.
all this. I think the Rams about to go in there and kick ass tomorrow.
I hope so. So we can get all this over with and start
Yeah,
building
that's
this
Oh
what I've
team.
been
yeah.
saying.
Man, I've
Cause
been saying
like,
this all week. I'm being selfish.
so
I want all this
we're
over
the
with.
second team to make a hire outside the Giants, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, they learned from their last mistake. When you get into these cycles, you got to get it done quick, man. You got to know your guy and get him in. Last time we missed on 7 dudes and we picked Roz, our eighth dude.
And who was the first two hires? Veteran head coaches.
Yep. So I'm gonna give them their credit this time. They made their. It's taken them long enough to make up for their mistakes, but at least we got a guy in here who knows how
So
to coach
so okay.
football.
Let me ask you an honest question though. Since now we got the coach, can Kevin? I'm just asking a question. Can Kevin Stefanski get the Atlanta Falcons to the playoffs in 2026?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think,
Now they
OG?
freaking out.
What do you think?
Um, I'm waiting for the contracts to be done.
It's 5 years.
Well,
Yeah,
I tell you what, I don't think that this guy's gonna blow it for us. If we don't go, it's not gonna be because we couldn't get 3 points.
yeah. So
Then I even do it like this. So you know how they restructured Kurt contract, right? The Kurt contract cut Kurt before March 13th, right? Man, Kurt, I resign Kurt to a minimum. You
oh
already getting your money.
man, Kirk ain't
All
gonna go
right,
for
Matt
that.
Ryan just said this. Hold on, boys. Coach Stefanski's a team first leader who puts a premium on accountability for everyone in a player driven culture. I
Come on
like
now.
that. I like the
Come on
sound of
now.
that.
That was everything opposite of Raheem.
Shoot. Shit, man. Hey, can y'all still hear me?
Well, Chandler, I'm gonna go. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be back in like 15 minutes, but I'll be back. But
Oh, we'll still be on. Don't worry.
we got the guy. The guy.
Yeah, we got our guy. Shoot.
Bruh.
All right, I'll be back in about 20.
Soon as
Yeah.
Dirty Bird Fire Through dropped the news, bruh, I was so excited. I had to mute y'all because I had to run downstairs and tell my wife. I almost fell down the stairs.
Shoot, man.
Because I've been saying this for about 2 weeks. I've been on the Stefanski train since he came in here for an interview.
Yeah, man.
And for him to be the first coach we bring in here for a second interview, Because if it was a done deal, just look at everybody who we done interviewed in person. They was done in a few hours. Done deal. Done deal. Done deal. Well, you ain't heard nothing else.
Well, this definitely um was what I was looking for. Not in the player, but the move. Like
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm all about that structure. I'm about, you know, if hey man, if you gonna make the play, then make the play.
Yeah. Um,
You know what I'm saying? Let's make the play, man. Don't be jerking
what's going
around,
on,
man,
everybody?
and we get the
What's
scraps.
up?
What's going on? Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I
Hold on. Introduce yourself first. We got a special guest
Yeah, I'm
up in
saying, who
here.
is that?
yeah. Hey,
Shit, hey,
Did I get knocked
is
off?
everyone still here?
Oh, I'm here.
mm,
Maybe he
I'm
got
here.
knocked off.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
I think. Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Samir.
yeah.
All right.
Um, yeah. So, yeah. Thank you for having me on. So yeah. With that being said, I'm Samir. I'm on Twitter at ATL. Yeah. So I won't be able to be on for long.
Okay.
I just wanted to come on, voice my thoughts. Yeah. So won't be. Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, just voice your thoughts, man.
Yeah. So as I was saying, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you for having me on. I won't be able to be on long. Got to run. So I think with that being said, I wasn't a fan initially of the idea of bringing him in. Because I always just felt like we just tried the retread thing with Raheem, didn't work out. But I mean, yeah, I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland, even though he had some success there. But wait, is my reception not working?
I can hear you
No, you
fine.
you good,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
All right,
You
okay,
good?
appreciate it.
Come
But
on with it.
I think I do like the fact that he does have some of what we're looking for regarding experience and an offensive mind. Look, I wasn't a fan of the hire. I wanted Kubiak personally, but look, Matt Ryan knows a lot more about football and coaching than any of us ever will. So I guess I will trust his judgment on this until proven otherwise.
Mm.
That's fair.
Another thing too, and I want your thoughts on this. It seems like Stefanski was the Falcons' top option. Do you believe that after seeing all this, how this played out?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah,
It definitely feels
it
like it.
feels like we did get our top option for
Yeah.
once.
Man, it feels so good to because we was literally just sitting here saying we haven't heard about him leaving yet. We was literally just having a
Yep.
conversation
Yeah, because
about
I
That's
knew
fair.
they were
And
bringing him in for an interview tonight.
they never announced they completed that interview. That's what made me go. It's kind of getting late. Something's up
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, and I did watch the breakdown that Avon had. Avon's a good follow actually on YouTube of just what his scheme is there, and I think it does favor a lot of what we do run already with a lot of outside zone in our run game, which is good. But just think first things first is we have to figure out the quarterback. I think who's going to be under center until Mike comes back. I don't think Kirk is coming back next year, especially after they restructured his contract. So we just have to figure out how long is Mike going to be out because I don't think he's going to start the season, and who's going to start until then. Like, do you just need someone who's not going to openly cost us games for whatever handful of weeks?
Hey man, we got someone in the comments who's wild and out. They're crashing out.
listen,
I'm a lifetime
hey,
Falcons. Hold on, let me read the
hey,
comment. I'm a lifetime Falcons fan, 58 years old. I cannot root for Stefanski. Gotta find myself another team. What the fuck is Atlanta thinking? This will not go over well with Falcons fans. Well, Daryl Mitchell, man, hit the link. Hit the link. Tell us why you can't root
hey,
for
listen.
Stefanski. I want to
It has
hear.
already
I
started. It's already started. It has already they dropping the lives. people are pissed. I don't know why. And please don't say for Shador. Please don't.
Oh
Honestly, I
yeah.
could care less about Shador.
Thank you, but that's why some of these folks don't want him because of how the whole Shador situation was handled when they don't even know the host. A lot of them don't even know that him and Shador was working one on one outside of the facilities because the owner and the GM didn't want him to start Shador.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, like and that's what I mentioned earlier when I did say that he got a raw deal in Cleveland with not only the mainly because the Deshaun Watson trade completely killed their draft capital and their cap space.
Yes, you gave up 5 draft picks and 253 million
Yeah, but
for a
there are some
quarterback who can't
concerning
stay healthy.
parts about him, not Shador related. There are some concerning parts about him that kind of worry me. Like, I think there was a radio host in Cleveland that got on the Dukes and Bell show. They were talking about Kevin Stefanski and his time in Cleveland, and there were some concerning trends, like I guess being too loyal to his coaching staff, which we saw was a problem with Ra at times. You know, whether it be um, Zach Robinson, Marquise Williams this past season. You could argue Jimmy Lake maybe took too long to pull the plug there. Um, so I think that is one thing that does concern me a little bit. And I think fly through. You're an Alabama fan. I've heard a lot of bad things about Tommy Reese. What
Yeah.
do we need to hear about that?
I mean, shoot. Listen, this is my thing. Okay. Now, the thing with Tommy Reese, and I think that this is what you have to understand is I was not personally really that impressed with Tommy Reese and his time with Alabama. I mean, he did work under Nick Saban. I also look at the Cleveland offense in a sense that when he did get there, there wasn't much success to be had. I also heard that Tommy Reese is not the only name for offensive coordinator. It's also possible Brian Callahan could be in that mix for offensive coordinator.
Can I read this comment from Stefanski?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is from Mark Ramundi. He said, Stefanski said, I'm beyond thrilled to be charged with leading this iconic franchise. I am grateful to Mr. Blank and Matt Ryan for trusting me to coach this football team.
Oh
And there are
shit.
many talented players on our
Hey,
roster that I cannot wait to coach.
I need to get this photo up here. You got Matt Ryan, Mr. Blank, Josh, Greg Beatles, and Kevin Stefanski. Man, this shit was a
With Gemini?
man. Let me tell y'all something. I need to find a way to get this photo up here because
I'm telling you,
man,
we are not going to allow you to leave the building.
that
You
is
are
what
our
this
guy.
was. Man, they
Yeah.
did.
Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it. If this wasn't their guy, why would you come in here with a potential list of a coaching staff?
Man,
Yeah.
they taking a photo like they getting ready to go out to dinner or something.
Right. Yeah. It seemed like this was a done deal. Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Michael Penix just posted on Instagram on the story "Let's Work." So it seems like he is a fan of the hire, and he's probably going to be the one that could be most impacted by this regime change. Depending on what happens.
Well, shoot, Michael Penix
Hmm.
he better be ready to put his ass under center.
Here
Yeah.
go a message from Mr. Blank. Mr. Blank said, from all our research and a wonderful visit with him tonight, I believe Stefanski is the right coach to take the talent on our roster to a new level and to work with Matt and our new GM and our football personnel to build on the strong foundation in place.
See, I appreciate y'all
So
for reading off all these statements because I'm just trying to navigate the internet streets right now.
Man, listen, that's why I stay on the Falcons message board so I ain't got to get on Twitter because me, I don't do social media. I only do YouTube. So I get all my news from YouTube and from the Falcons message board. And they put all the tweets and everything up. Like it'll be 16, 20, 30 pages of just Falcons news. You ain't got to
Man, but
hear
hey,
about nothing
hold,
else.
hold, hold on a second. Have y'all seen the picture yet of
yeah,
the five stand together? Man,
yeah.
Arthur Blank
I know
stand
what the
there like a
story
fucking
was.
mafia boss. Look, he's dressed like a mafia boss. Look at him.
I mean, what
Done
stood out to
deal.
me is I didn't
Where
realize
did
how
you get
short
the
he
Where did you
was.
get the picture from?
Man, they got
I'm
it all
looking at it right
online.
now on the
Yeah.
message board. But
And
it's
this is
on
on
what is
what?
this
Is this
X?
on Facebook or?
Oh, you
It's
could.
on
Yeah,
X. It's on the
you'll be able
Falcons
to
page
find it
on
on
X.
Facebook probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not on. I'm not on those pages. The only thing I got is a
Me neither.
Facebook page, which mostly is my business, and a YouTube page.
Man, I got YouTube and Bleacher Report. That's it.
Okay.
I can't get into the Twitter space. That ain't my lane.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I, I
Yeah.
think I think as expected, I'm just looking right now on social media, various outlets, and there's mixed reactions. You have some are excited, some are like, another retread with the losing record. We tried it with Rob, but I just think it's a matter of okay. I mean, what can we do at this point? Number one, as I said earlier, um, I trust Matt Ryan with this more, and I feel just a little bit better about it with him leading it than I would about Arthur Blank and his Grima warm tongue Rich McKay. So
AOG, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
The
so that's kind of
activity
how I
on
feel
Howell
about it.
Mill Road, it strikes again.
Right.
What I tell you, Kevin Stefanski's the new head coach. Hey, for all y'all watching, join us, man. Join us. Hit the like button. Share it out. Hit the link. Tap the Venmo. Listen, it's a big night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that Matt Ryan kind of put a knife in my what I was saying, because I'm like, man, just make the call.
Yeah.
If you gonna make the call, man, go and make the call. Cause I'm looking for a general manager, which now I see he's not as important as I thought he was.
Man,
Hey,
Matt
listen,
Ryan
I want to
is a
ask
a
y'all a
tweet
football.
from
question. I want to ask y'all a
I
question.
think what it feels like with the
Diana
general manager role is
Cini.
they're gonna have the same duties, different same roles, but instead of them reporting to Blank or whomever, it seems like there's more of a clear pecking order now, where the coach and general manager are reporting to Matt, where before it was kind of like who's in charge here? Is it Arthur? Is it Rich?
Well, let me ask y'all a
Hey,
question, okay? I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do you think it's possible, based on everything we've heard about how Stefanski's time in Cleveland went down, they're gonna let Stefanski potentially pick the general manager like they let Liam Cohen do in Jacksonville?
I don't know. I
I don't
think
know.
I don't know. I think Matt's already got either Ian Cunningham or Josh Williams. It seems like Cunningham is the favorite. That could change though.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
think
the, the Diana Cini just posted and said that Matt Ryan called many people in the NFL this past week to learn more about Stefanski and his style as a leader, and Matt was in charge of the search.
Cool.
So, like I say,
yeah,
listen. I'm gonna trust Matt Ryan with this. I'm gonna trust him with
yeah,
this. I don't think this is a bad hire. I was more impressed by Kubiak, but at the same time now, it's got to be put out on the field.
yeah. And it seems like although it's probably going to suck to lose Dwayne Ledford, Bill if Bill Callahan comes on as an offensive line coach, Bill Callahan is a really good offensive line coach. So I wouldn't hate that as much as it would suck to lose Dwayne Ledford.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Man, we
That was
finally
a
got our head coach. I think we got our GM too. I think we just waiting on
Yeah,
the
I think
playoffs.
it's either Ian Cunningham or Josh Williams. My preference is more Ian Cunningham.
Me too. Going off the resume, going off the franchises he been around. I would like Ian Cunningham to be our GM as well.
yeah. Y'all
And
got
I
and
it.
they
mean,
are available.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Cunningham guy.
This is
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
No,
because
not
he
yet.
is
I
the
think if the Bears lose tomorrow, I think
yes.
yeah,
But I'm
If the
saying
Bears
potentially after the
lose,
season's end.
oh yeah, because he's the
Okay.
assistant GM. This is only his first year with the Bears. But they say that he was an integral part of the Bears drafting Coaston Loveland in the first round.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all another question. With Kevin Stefanski now being officially the head coach, do you think this solidifies Kyle Pitts is going to get franchise tagged?
I
or
think he was
something.
going to get franchise tagged regardless. Before I would say the Bucks game, second one I would say they're probably going to let him walk, but I think he made a case for as to why maybe he should maybe get another year. But my only thing is restructuring Kirk cleared up 30 million in cap, if I'm correct. So we have 40 million in cap space right now.
Nearly
Is that
40
correct?
million, and we could probably get a lot more if we
Yeah.
extend some people, which I would expect is coming.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
So
like
so I think Drake will get extended, definitely.
You gonna have to tell OG3 Dirty about that. He don't want that to happen.
Really?
Which
Uh
part? Say that again now.
You don't want Drake to get extended, do you?
Not for 30 million, no.
yeah, 30 million. I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but I
Give
think
me a number.
he's going to demand no less than maybe around 25 million.
between 25 and 30.
Yeah, between 25 and 30.
He
And
gonna get his 30 million. OG.
And I would do
yeah,
it the same way the Jets did, Garrett Wilson did. I make it a 5 year extension.
hmm
So you getting him
now,
for 6 years and it don't kick in until 2027 or 2028. Like it'll
So,
kick in after his 5th year option.
yeah. Now
so
the
then
thing
you gotta
is,
go and get your over the top guy
Oh
still.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
um, Zachariah Branch
Shoot, if he's
in the third, maybe in
available.
the third round if he's there. He's mocking the third or fourth round.
I
If we
don't,
can get him in the
man,
third,
we gonna be lucky
Man,
if
I
his
don't
ass is still on
care.
the
I
board in
just
the
want some
second.
fresh blood in this wide receiver room. If Kyle Pitts gonna be retained, he needs to know. In this offense, you will be a tight end.
yep,
So be prepared to be a tight end. If we're going off anything the way that David Njoku was using Cleveland, Kyle Pitts is going to be a tight end.
yep.
David
Not no
And
Njoku
I
big
think,
wide receiver or nothing.
and
He going
Fannin were both good
yes,
tight
a
ends.
tight end.
yep.
Exactly, exactly. You're going to do what you was drafted to be.
And then per Albert Breer, there's a very good chance Stefanski keeps Jeff Fulbrick on as defensive coordinator and expect Titans ex head coach Brian Callahan to be in the running to be Stefanski's offensive coordinator. I think keeping Ulbrich is a good move. I don't know about hiring Brian
Excellent
Callahan
move.
to be offensive coordinator because, I mean, yeah, it's different from being just a coordinator and being head coach that calls plays, but, and yeah, I mean, his offenses were a disaster in Tennessee.
But what about when he was the offensive coordinator in Cincinnati?
Was that him or was that Zach Taylor calling plays?
Got to be a mixture of both
Yeah.
because that got him a head coaching job.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the same thing could be said about Brian Dable. He was a bad head coach, but he was a hell of an OC.
hmm
I'm happy. I've been pushing this Stefanski train since we interviewed him, and we got what we need: a leader, experience. Like I understand having the best offense, but experience. This is what everybody been harping about. An experienced head coach. That's why you really had some fans who was willing to, if Kyle Shanahan became available, bringing him back.
That's a yeah, totally. I mean, my thing is, I mean, what I'm looking for is just the basics. Like, I think one issue about that's been prevalent with the Falcons in particular, and it's kind of felt like since the Dan Quinn days, the end of the Dan Quinn days, is that they just aren't very detail oriented. Like at times they can be undisciplined. I mean, you saw how much of a train wreck they were on third down this past season. It just feels like they're not detail oriented, and that kind of tends to hurt us in close games. So how do we do with the details? Is he willing to hold players and specifically coaches who don't perform accountable when he needs to? Because we saw Ra refuse for whatever reason refuse to fire Marquise Williams when the special teams was one of the worst special teams units in the NFL in recent memory. Um, refused to hold Zach Robinson accountable, scapegoated Ike Hilliard. So is he going to hold people accountable?
Is he
Are
going to
they
hold
going to be
himself
good at paying
accountable? Is the
attention to
thing.
details? That's what I'm looking for. I mean,
Well, what I'm looking forward to is he going to hold himself accountable.
well, yeah. No, I mean that too. Like
Because
holding
Raheem didn't
himself
hold himself
accountable.
accountable. Raheem's the type of
Yeah, like
dude, he would put everything on everyone else but him.
yeah. We just saw Raheem throw everybody under the bus that the first chance he got.
except Zach
He would throw
Robinson.
people under the bus. Like I'll never forget after the timeout game in Washington, he first thing he did was he basically threw Penix under the bus after his second
If
game.
he would have operated the offense faster, then we wouldn't have to use a timeout. Like, come on,
Like, dude,
bro. This is like his second game. You the
Yeah.
head
yeah,
coach. Call the timeout. It's like
yeah,
it's stuff like that. I understood the reason of firing Raheem. And I
yeah,
understood, okay, if you want to bring in a new direction, some new breath of fresh air, you got to fire everybody. So I understood the
yeah,
firing of Terry. But I felt like Terry did everything that he was asked of. But I understand Arthur
yeah.
Blank wanted to bring in somebody who can do the whole job, not just a piece of the job, but the whole
Mm.
job. And I feel like Terry signed off on the stuff that Raheem was doing. That's why you got to go. You signed off on this too. You got to go with him.
Yeah. It was a joint. The way they had it set up, they were in it together. It was a joint business. It was a partnership.
Yep.
And the sense I'm getting is that Stefanski, they're so high on Stefanski, he's going to have a say in who they pick as GM because they ain't hired anyone yet. And until you hire someone to get ink on paper, anything can change, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, we're the only team with the GM opening right now, so I expect them to take their time. Again, my choice mainly because of his background, and their team and the team building philosophies in Philadelphia and Baltimore and even in Chicago, even though Ryan Poles has been at times questionable. Um, I think it's him. And here's one reason I like Ian Cunningham. Um, One thing about Philadelphia and Baltimore and even at times Chicago is that Terry Fontenot, kind of like Mickey Loomis, was very pro trade up. And yeah, while some of those moves have panned out, like Matthew Bergeron and of course James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, a lot of those times when we don't have a lot of draft capital, that can at times contribute to our lack of depth on the roster when guys get hurt as the season goes on. Those front offices in Philadelphia, Baltimore are very pro trade back. So
Mm,
when you trade back, get more draft capital. Number one, you have more chances to hit compared to when you have maybe five picks. There's not as much room for error, so you have more chances to get better players and get depth.
yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's like I say. That's what I think makes Cunningham. In my opinion, I feel like I know more about him. Even though Williams, it sounds like, I was doing a little research on him. He is a pure scouter, and so that means he has an eye for talent. And looking at San Francisco, that kind of also makes me to the point where I wouldn't hate it. But it feels like we know more about Cunningham to actually be comfortable with it. So, hey, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah. OG, Georgia, Texas boy, y'all there?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm just sitting back enjoying the conversation, man.
Hey,
yeah.
listen, this is
Um, yeah. So with that being said, I think we're gonna have a general manager. I would say by Wednesday.
well,
Okay.
it's going to depend on what ends up. If Chicago gets eliminated tomorrow, we could have a general manager tomorrow night or Monday.
Or it could be tomorrow if they decide to hire Josh Williams. Which
Yes.
I mean, Zach Klein is saying Cunningham is the front runner, but I've also heard some things about Josh Williams. So I don't know what to think.
And those are the only two guys I've heard anything about that have any serious traction behind them. So,
It, I was going to ask a sarcastic question. Is Shanahan and Jeffrey are losing his job?
I don't know, man. Maybe, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, with that being said,
Yeah,
new
shoot.
coach, kind of off topic, but new coach, new general manager. We're gonna get new uniforms. Hopefully, they're listening, and we make the throwback logo permanent again, like I've been asking for 2 years.
Hey, this is a great way to, because see, Three Dirty up here is a season ticket holder. You know I go to every game.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I know you probably have gone to some games too. So, I mean, we're all.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I've had season tickets for a while now, going like say early 2010s,
So,
like 2011
yeah.
ish.
So
Oh,
I would
yeah.
say that we have a stake in this shit actually. So
Yeah,
they gotta report to us is a thing. And see, Arthur
yeah.
Blank understands that though, that he's got that they gotta report to us. I was explaining it earlier. This is the same shit he did at Home Depot. He's got this pyramid of chain, and the consumer fan is at the top of the pyramid. It's top priority.
Hmm. I
So
mean, as it should be in any industry.
but you understand why that is, right? It ain't because they actually care about they do care about the consumer or fan, but they only care about them as long as it takes to keep getting money out of their pockets.
Well, I mean, yeah,
And
but the
that's
thing about that
business. That's
is,
life.
yeah. Well, I mean, the NFL. What I was learning is that with the way the TV contracts are set up, the owners are making money regardless. But for me, if I owned a team, it'd be a pride thing. Like if I spent almost $3 billion to build a facility like the Benz, and I see it half empty, or my other billionaire friend brings his opposing team fans into my stadium, like that would hurt my pride. That would hurt my ego. I mean, that's just at least for me.
I'm trying to. You
But
brought up something. I want to know
Yeah,
how much
and then I think even at the Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot firing press conference, Arthur Blank even said that like the no shows at the stadium like played a role in the decision. That's pretty much what he said.
the no shows and the fans doing embarrassing things, getting all over the paper.
Yep.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The bag man definitely made it to his office. Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone
No,
needs to
that
show Kevin
and then the
Stefanski.
AJC article that basically bashed him. Yeah, I mean, you best believe they saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's be very clear about what needs to happen now. They need to bring that paper to Kevin Stefanski, and they need to tell him, "Hey, you see this shit? Don't let this shit. Don't let that be your name on that bag.
Right.
Look closely on that bag. Don't let this dude put your name on that bag." Because you know what happened to the last dude that had his name put on a bag.
They got.
Hey,
Well, two of them got,
Mina
and one of them
Kimes,
got moved.
Man, they all really got if you think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the
Mina
Falcons. Yeah.
Kimes just came out and said that the Kevin Stefanski offense is a great fit for Bijan.
Oh, it
Shoot.
definitely is. I mean, you saw what Nick Chubb was doing before his injury.
And just think about it. Brian Callahan, if we're gonna get the Brian Callahan from Cincinnati, AFC championships and Super Bowl appearances, I mean,
Shit.
everybody said don't bring in no first time OC. You getting an experience. We getting experience across the board.
Yeah, which I guess is a plus.
I think you were in here before I asked a question, Samir, so I'm going to ask you this. With
Go
Kevin
on.
Stefanski as head coach, Can the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs in 2026?
I will have to wait to see how that pans out. Because well, we have to hire a general manager as well, and then I have to see what we do in free agency and see how the draft pans out, and then I'll make a this, and then I'll see what the other teams in our division do, what moves they make, and then I think we'll have a better idea sometime around June or
Yeah,
July.
that's kind of where I'm trying to be at right now, because I'm still looking at it as Michael Penix probably ain't going to be the quarterback week one. You got a lot of tough teams on this schedule. You're gonna lose a home game because they're gonna ship you out overseas. Um, and you got a lot of things. You got some key free agents, so it's a good job, but it's still a tough job to have. But if you execute these things right, but at the end of the day, man, it's going. All that matters is what happens on the field. But I can tell you right now, like those dudes, they're gonna have to grow some thick skin. It ain't gonna be any of this with Raheem, cause see, Raheem was never gonna call those dudes out to their face. He was see Raheem was gonna did a lot of things, kind of shady. He tried to hide up behind a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Stefanski's gonna go to those dudes' faces and say it.
He better. He better.
He's going to tell them straight up. Even if he has to tell someone like Drake London off, you know, he's going to tell them straight up.
Yeah, and yeah, as he should. And I hope it's like none of this, fake accountability like Arthur Smith was doing. Like, I need like straight up. Like, I gotta go. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
All right, see you.
All right, yeah, you're welcome on anytime, man. Have a great night. Yeah. See,
Does this guy have a channel on YouTube?
I'm gonna have to try to get that to you. So let me.
Okay.
I'll get in contact with him.
Okay.
Um,
Man, this is wild. Like you really got people out here trying to make this about race.
Hey man, I was looking over at some other channels. Them guys over there arguing with the people about the hire instead of talking about um, the position that we're in.
Uh huh.
And see,
I
that's what
just
I'm
seen it
saying.
myself.
Everybody, look, man, every, everybody's not going to be satisfied with it. But I think that a lot of it is because of the toxic as a whole, how toxic this fan base is, man.
oh yeah, it's a real
And,
toxic fan base now.
and a lot of this, even that guy, I can't think of his name. It's the guy that does a lot of the he's a
Hold
sports
on, hold
caster.
on, because I want to read this off, man. This report from
Okay.
Albert Breer. Tonight, the Falcons met with Kevin Stefanski for an hour and a half at Arthur Blank's house, then had dinner. Blank had planned a steak and potato bar and surprised everyone by cooking the ribeyes himself. And after they all ate, he offered Stefanski the job. So you got Chef Blank over here trying to impress. Man,
Wow,
hey, did you hear that, Georgia, Texas boy?
that's
Man,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Arthur Blank threw some on the
You gotta
grill.
bring out. Hey man, you gotta bring out all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
You ain't leaving. And guess what? If it would have got even worse than that, then he was gonna pull out the yacht. They're gonna be on the water tonight instead of going
Shoot,
to take the
hey.
plane.
Okay, they was ready to hold this motherfucker hostage.
Wow, that's crazy. What's this guy's name? I'm trying to think of this other guy's name. He did a lot of he did make a lot of appearances like last year on different Falcon podcasts, and I cannot think of his name.
Hey,
Um
nah,
this guy's
hey, fuck the hire. The story of the night to me is Arthur Blank cooking ribeyes.
right.
Shoot, man. Man, you want to talk about someone who will convince a mother something that will convince especially a dude right there. Man, that's like that's like after you have a long day at the office. You have a long day. You coming home. You down and sad. Your old lady walks in and says, "Hey, what you want, baby? You want some of that sugar? I'll get you some of that sugar." Hey, shout out to Mr. Blank though.
Look, Matt Ryan picked him and said, "Look, this is the guy I want. Let's take him to the house, and they want you to entertain." Blank said, "I got that." That's pretty cool,
Shit,
man. That's pretty cool. I like that.
man, you talk
Take
about
care of business.
Arthur
They said
Blank.
that this is their guy.
He got all
This is
submissive for Stefanski. God damn, all submissive. Shoot, man, and I guarantee you, they cutting loose right now. Man,
Oh yeah,
they gonna wake up all drunk as hell tomorrow morning on the floor of Arthur Blank's big ass mansion.
hey man, I'm lot of my little concerns have been dealt with right now just by that one move.
So when you paying your PSL in about a month, you gonna pay it happily is what you saying.
No, I ain't gonna pay it happily now. I'm just gonna pay it, um, knowing what I'm getting.
But you gonna pay it stress free.
Mm, nah, I'm not gonna say that. To be honest about it, I don't. I've been doing it so long, man. I don't even really think about it, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of, in a want to be a part of something that is at least headed in the right direction. I know it's not going to always be. Um, we're not going to be the top team or whatever, but you know, one day before I leave this earth, man, I want to be able to say that I stuck with the Falcons and they got the ring.
Hey,
I've seen them not get it twice, and now I want to see them get it. But the first thing you got to do before you can even hope for that, you got to have the right people in place, right players, and then you got to sprinkle on some luck.
hey, Georgia Texas boy. And he may have had to step away for a moment. But hey, let me tell you something. You get a dude to throw something on the grill for you. You
Hey
best
man,
as hell better
the
do
owner,
right by him. You best as hell better do right by him.
the owner,
The yeah,
the owner.
man, he getting all submissive for you. You best as hell better do right by this man.
I cannot think of this guy's name. But anyway, this guy was talking about, he was talking to one of the content creators. He was on their show, and he was telling them, man, he said, man, the Falcons got some of the most fickle fans that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Because even the content creator was like kind of all over the place with him, right? And he was pretty much
Was it
like,
Steve
man,
White?
there you go. That's his name. Yeah, that is his name. And I was like, man, this guy, because the guy that we was, the podcast was on, he kind of challenged him a little bit, and he just let him know, man. Said that's what y'all do. You know, this is just a fickle fan base. Because I think Steve was,
Hey man,
didn't he
I
work closely with the Falcons at one time?
yeah, he did the Atlanta sports and he covered us for NFL.
Okay,
Hey man, I think this right here might split the fan base.
man, it's already spitting them boys. Look, I'm telling you, man, I was on the other platform just looking at the chat. Them boys over there arguing.
Man, listen,
You're
man,
not gonna get no argument out of me. because it was
I
a
ain't gonna
solid
cap.
move.
I had to turn off the negativity, man. I couldn't even listen to it
Right.
because some of these folks is mad because of Shadur. They ain't even mad about the team. They mad about something that don't. They acting like Shadur gonna be here and he gonna
Man,
do
they
the
just
same
trying to
thing.
nitpick a headline. That's all them fools trying to do.
Hey man,
It's
I'm
like
telling you. I'm
it's
like,
like, come on,
I respect. See, that's all about. You got to understand this whole process. Like I said, and I gave my disclaimer many times. I can't. I work in corporate, so I understand. You can have bad managers. You can have bad employees, but if your structure is solid, I had a saying, and Chandler, I'm going to drop one of my gems. I had a saying when I was working, when it came to management, the company, and how things ran. I had a saying I used to tell people: the system is designed to take care of itself. If you have the right pieces in place and you're doing things the right way, no matter what nobody say or what nobody do outside of what you got going on, it's going to take care of itself because it's designed to do that. And finally, as much as they were denying what Rich McKay was and was not doing, or they were co-signing to that, Matt Ryan's first move was not behind the curtains.
Mm-mm.
And I respect that. You got to respect that move, whether you agree with it or not. Matt Ryan told Julio Jones, get effing set. And he just did it again. He telling the fans that y'all get ready. I made the pick, and we going to run with it. And you got to respect that.
Man, Matt Ryan, man, I'm telling y'all what Matt Ryan's thinking. He's like, man, I know this dude had to be coming to games when I was at quarterback, and he never had a. You never saw this dude with a paper bag on his head when I was on this team.
Oh, yeah, all of that. Yeah, right. Man, we scraping the bottom. We scraping the bottom. And like they said, you coming to the game, like my man said, you coming to the game, and your $2-3 billion stadium is overran by the opposing teams and amongst other stuff. Come on, guys. We got to do something. It's about pride. So, man, kudos to Matt
man.
Ryan, man.
Man, folks out here really. Oh man, we should have waited for Kubiak. But what if Kubiak ain't want us? Like
Bro,
Hey,
you
that's
can't
my
afford. You
whole
couldn't
thing.
afford to wait for that dude.
they did what they had to
That's
do.
my whole thing. And you still got Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Miami still on the table looking for a head coach.
You could not afford to wait for this thing. The way that Seattle playing, man, you
Hey,
might not be
man,
able to talk to that dude till the middle of next month.
Hey, man,
Come on now.
Seattle going to the Super Bowl, bro. Seattle might win the
That's what
Super Bowl.
that's what I'm saying. You
Man,
might you
hey,
might not be able to talk to
I'm
that
gonna
dude till
say it,
the middle of
man.
next month.
Seattle at least going to the Super Bowl, bro.
Shoot. Kudos to Matt Bryan, man. I'm gonna tell you. That was just like I said, I've been keeping account of it. Arthur Blank made 2 cold-blooded moves, man. He fired them guys that was cold-blooded. The way he did it right after the Saints game, okay, I was feeling some type of way. Like, dang, how you do that?
Hey,
Then he turned around and he hired Matt
now
Ryan.
now he
I
done made
said that's a
now he
cold-blooded
done
move.
made 3 cold-blooded moves. All right.
Now, you move Rich, you got him over there, and I'm like, man, I smell a rat. Because I'm thinking, man, Rich McKay, he going to be on the outside looking in.
Man, now you
They
got
going to
3.
hire it.
Nah, he made 3 cold-blooded moves. He fired Raheem and Terry. He hired Matt Ryan, and he threw some ribeyes on the grill his damn self to get the
Oh,
deal
man,
done with Stefanski.
nah, look, check this out now. He
Man,
sat back. He sat back. The grill thing is a sign. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to support Matt. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I need to do to support Matt.
Man,
And
these folks really saying that these folks really mad. They out here saying that Stefanski is a racist.
so,
What? Yeah. I mean, but what
so
evidence is there to that?
it doesn't matter. So if he is, so what? I hate to say this, but it ain't against the law. I'm just
Listen,
saying.
at the end of the day, I don't listen. I don't care what your religion. See, this is my thing, okay? In the world we live in, we all have a lot of opinions, including myself, about the shit that goes on in this world. But as far as this shit goes, I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what man. If you can win me football games, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and I'll go and defend your ass.
He would have never came to Atlanta, man. If he felt like that, man, he would have never came to
Would it
Atlanta
never?
like that.
Hey,
He would have
Come on
never
now,
came to Atlanta.
come
never
on
came.
now.
Nah.
Like, make it make sense, man. It's like some of these folks is really just closed minded as hell. It's like, bruh, grow up.
Again, again, in the corporate world, I've worked with racists. I've worked with people that were racist, and they were different colors. They were not. They all of them weren't white. I worked with some racists, but guess what? We handled our business. I had to go in meetings with them. I didn't care as long as they were professional.
And let me tell you.
This dude gonna say he wanted us to hire Dion to be our head coach
But
and
see,
Come
bring
on, man.
Shador.
No way. No way.
y'all all wanted Raheem fired. But now that we see, we got the exact opposite of Raheem. Now they gonna get all up in their feelings.
Hey, man. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, and see, that was my issue with the letter about the fans, this fans that, and then you got the content creators bashing the fans. Okay, then the only way that the fans mentality is going to change, the people with the voices, the people with the platforms, they got to be more positive about the team itself, because the same ones that want everybody to buy into this 3 weeks ago were the same guys or the same platforms that were bashing Raheem and them. You know, it's okay to say, okay, Raheem and Terry and them didn't do a good job or whatever. We might need to move on. All of that other personal stuff that came out about what they wear and making nicknames for them and all of that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And we're not going to be that's why fan bases can come to the Benz and the Georgia Dome too and just take over. Chicago coming next year. Watch what Chicago do.
Detroit coming next year. San Francisco coming next year.
But I'm telling you,
Pittsburgh,
bro,
Baltimore,
Well,
Cincinnati,
Pittsburgh,
Cleveland.
Pittsburgh's on the
Pitt,
road.
Pittsburgh. Oh, okay. I was finna say
I'm just saying
Pittsburgh and
about the
Oh, you
Chicago.
schedule.
know Pittsburgh going.
I'm just
You
talking
know
about the
whenever
schedule.
Pittsburgh come down here, they take us
It's
over.
Man, it's ugly when Pittsburgh comes. But Chicago fans don't even let you. If you waving something in front of them, they knocking it down, bro.
Man, Chicago goes deep, but hey, they better not do that to me in my stadium. Shoot.
Well, I'm telling you what. Well, it wasn't in front of me, but I seen when they used to do the Falcon flag and it was going around. If it went over a Chicago Bear fan, oh, they was snatching it down, and the people and the Falcon fans didn't do nothing about it. But go to Chicago and see what they got for you.
Shoot.
Chicago got something for you.
Chicago runs deep, and they coming
This
through
is
here
like
next year.
it's like I'm sorry, because
Go
like
ahead, bro.
I'm reading these comments on these other pages, and these folks like, bruh, you can like if anything, these last 2 years, you gotta do them the same way that Arthur Smith was his first 2 years. You gotta put an action before that front office and that owner decided to dismantle their team by going after this. The Cleveland Browns had turned the page. The Cleveland Browns was no longer a team not going to the playoffs. It's like, come on, it's like, man, now it's his fault that Nick Chubb broke his leg. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, bro, you can't make this up.
Got one
They finna find everything that was wrong with Cleveland to say that he finna do this in
got
Atlanta.
got one comment. Damn, y'all acting like they hired Brandon Staley. Calm your asses down. He was a two-time coach of the year with the damn Browns. Now imagine what he can do with these weapons. Let him cook. Hey,
Thank you, man. You even
That's
got
what I'm
folks talking
saying,
about they
bro.
wanted Mike McDaniel.
hey,
They know they know they did not want Mike McDaniel to come here as a head coach.
hell
If
no.
that was the case when Mike McDaniel came in person last week, he would have got hired.
Telling you, man, it's just
Hey,
I've learned,
no
man.
more
I've learned.
pistol, no more pistol offense.
You don't think so?
Oh no,
It
that's
ain't
gone.
gonna be every play. It ain't. No, it
That
ain't gonna be every
that
play.
oh no,
We might,
that is
man. Shit, man. Y'all seeing what Seattle's doing right now?
Oh, they putting a burger up on them, man. They finna open up a restaurant on them, boys.
man.
Shoot.
These folks just said Eric Bieniemy would have been a better choice. He, he
Now,
he
is
don't
that
even
You
get no
see,
toxic
see,
enough
they
for
got,
you?
see, hey,
like.
you
I'm
know what,
telling you,
hey,
bro. It's like
Georgia, hey, Georgia, Texas boy, I
what's
want you to
happening.
do something. Drop the link to this in whatever form you're in if you can. Bring these people up here. These people need to come up here and actually put a voice to something.
Even if they don't agree with it, come on up here and tell us why.
Man, listen, I don't care, man. I'm honestly, man, that's kind of why I brought Samir up here because I've been listening to Samir, and he wasn't really on board with Stefanski. I'm waiting to hear someone who kind of has a little opposition to Stefanski.
Right.
I'm looking for some opposition right now. So bring them fools up here, let hey, at this rate, man, I don't care how long I gotta run. I want to hear everyone's opinion.
Well, hey, I stayed in my lane, and I took some hits, but you know what? I'm not afraid. I'm not so much motivated on being right to the point that the Falcons take a hit. I'll take it. But like we were just saying, I was like, man, if Matt's gonna make the call, then make the call, man. Don't be sitting around here jerking around and then worrying about if you don't need a general manager, like y'all guys said, it's the new NFL. Okay, then I'm an old head. I might be outdated too, to a certain extent. So if I'm outdated, then I'm gonna sit back and listen and find out what they're really doing. And then boom, Matt Ryan done picked my man, done signed the guy. Okay, cool.
They picked him, yeah.
I get it. I get it now. Cause I was looking for a GM. God knows I was looking for one. I'm like, man, when they gonna get when they gonna get a general manager? Then I just learned today that other teams are not doing it like that no more. Okay, cool.
No, like we getting the GM. It's just our top two choices is still in the playoffs. If they
Right,
wasn't in
but
the playoffs, that's just
right,
like Green Bay. Once they, because like Green Bay allowed their guy to go before they lost to Chicago
yeah. But what I'm saying
to
is,
Miami.
but see, what I'm saying is, my sense of urgency wasn't the Falcons' sense of urgency because of their how they had it structured, which was Matt Ryan and Beatles was going to have their hands on that hire. Cool, I'm with that. So now, whether I agree or disagree, they did it with the staff that they have in the building right now,
Yeah.
and that's structure.
Hey, Georgia, Texas
Whether
boy.
whether whether these people agree with it or not, this is what they
Yeah,
plan to do.
Hey,
And they brought this guy in, and they say, "Hey, now who? Okay, check this out. You can't say nothing about Rich McKay. You can't say it was Rich McKay. You can't say it was Mr. Blank. because they said that Beatles and Matt Ryan was gonna work together, hand in hand, and that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. I ain't mad at them. Like I told you, I'm with it. I'm with it as far as, hey man, let's go.
Georgia, Texas boy, are you able to drop the link to this stream in them group chats?
Because on mine, like when I click the link, it brings me to Google.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
I was just
but yeah,
if you can't
I'm
drop
with
the
it.
link, it's fine. But if you can, tell them fools that there's a platform for them to go and speak on it at.
Right? Don't quit typing. Come on.
Listen, let me tell you something, okay? If you're just gonna hide behind a fucking keyboard, you really aren't willing to stand 10 toes on business about something.
Man, some of these folks just mad because the other person mad.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro, I'm telling you, man. I ain't look, man. It took. I got so frustrated one time, right? Because I had my own opinion on some platforms, and the people on the platforms were mad because I wasn't agreeing with them. So they had a problem with me, and which was cool. But then it got kind of personal. Then I'm like, wait a minute, hold it. I know good and well these mothers ain't mad at me because you know. So I'm about like Mr. Blank now. Shoot, I'm, I got money. I got money on this team. So how the mother gonna get mad at me because I feel I'm voicing the way how I feel, and it done got personal. And come to find out, the people that are in Atlanta that are doing the content don't even go to the games.
They don't go to games and they don't even study.
So
Let me tell you something.
okay,
I got that Venmo on screen, but you don't gotta pay a damn thing to come up here and type or say anything.
so I'm like, dang. So I need to get my stuff back in perspective because I'm getting roped up under um I'm getting devalued, and I'm putting a lot more effort into the
See, they,
team
they they trying to flip
than a lot
everything
of people
around.
are. Say what
They
now?
know they ain't doing shit. So now they just go straight to into a false reality. What that false reality tells them is that they're doing more valuable things than you, when in reality they're the ones just sitting on their ass all day, not even willing, most of them, to get up on a damn panel and actually, put a voice to it at least. They just sit up there, and the only thing that truly fucking understands what they're thinking is their head. And let me tell you something right now. If the only thing that knows what you are thinking or what your opinion is your fucking head, then you have zero relevance to the world. You have zero contribution for the world. Because what happens in your head, you're supposed to then output that into the world. If you just keep that to yourself, you provide zero contribution.
And you stay in one
And you're
place. You
and you're
don't grow.
dead weight. That's what a
Yep,
lot
you
of these
don't
people
grow.
are. They're fucking dead weight in society. They're dead weight in with the Falcons too.
And with these hires, it should be some positive conversations right now. There should be some positive conversations for the fan base, for the people to
Yeah.
just, okay, y'all,
Naturally, this is
let's
supposed to
go.
be an exciting time when you hire
Oh
a
yeah.
new
And
coach. Do I
this
now
is
listen?
everything.
Are there some things that I could we could talk about some things we're concerned about, and there's going to be a time and place to talk about them. But right now, man, I mean, shoot, we were on live when this shit broke. So I mean, we're
Exactly.
listen. We haven't even had time to process this shit. We might come on tomorrow and be saying something completely different, but the three of us have been on this live ever since before the news even dropped. Man, We didn't even know that Mr.
We
Blank
didn't
was
have
on the
no
grill,
idea, bro.
and that
whatsoever.
yeah,
We didn't have no
and that
idea.
they were oiling Kevin Stefanski up. We had no idea.
Diddy, no Diddy.
Shit. And they broke out the baby oil on this dude tonight.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy, man. We were just talking about it, and I would, everybody was giving their feed. I was like, man, just do, if that's what y'all gonna do, do it. Let's just do it. Boom, here it is. Let's go. Let's go. Ain't got no argument from me, cause you know how, Chandler, how I was standing on it.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, I was standing on it hard. So, hey, man, I'm good to go now. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting on the next move. I'm a little bit now. I'm anticipating the next move.
And this next
Yep.
move gonna come soon. I'm getting that feeling it's gonna come soon. It's gonna
Oh,
come
Matt
soon, man.
Ryan.
Hey,
Look, I used to call him Stat Ryan. Boy, they used to get mad. Boy, it was a group that was, boy, they cussed me out, boy.
shoot.
Stat Ryan.
Hey,
I got
look,
cussed out every
hey,
week.
people out here really sending super chats trying to say this man is racist because it's Shador Sanders.
Man, they sent me a
Like I
super
like
chat.
I just said, so what? He didn't draft Shador.
Exactly. Man, listen. He probably had no say in that Shador shit. By the time you get to the fifth round, it ain't, man. The GMs are letting their kids make picks by the time the fifth round comes.
He didn't have no say so in the roster anyway. In Cleveland.
And he still took that team to the fucking playoffs, dude.
Check this out, man. This how, like I said, sometimes if you don't understand what's going on, you have to kind of just, sit back and just be quiet. He might have did Shador a favor by not playing him early.
Mm,
He might have did him a favor. Tell you. So can we say that now? Is there any confusion in Cleveland about their quarterback situation right now with all of the mess they got going on?
I mean, they saying Shador's gonna be the guy up there.
Okay, then. So by them saying that, then Cleveland Browns fans have been turned to be positive about what they're going to do next. Now, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about about him being the quarterback when they hire him another head coach. But I'm not hearing anything that chatter that much about what was going on in Cleveland at this point.
Yeah.
But see, another thing is, it was such a in Atlanta that fire. All of these moves were too big for some. That's what I'm thinking it was.
Mm,
I'm thinking the move was too big, bro.
yeah.
And people ain't getting it because they were just like me. They're wondering where the GM at? Who's gonna be the offensive coordinator? Or are they gonna keep Olbrich? You know, all before they can process what we got going on, they've moved on to the next negative thing that they can think about. Hey man, we just hired the Cleveland Browns head coach. We got him. I'm all right with it.
Shoot.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, man. I don't hate it. I mean, I listen. I don't hate it. That's all. That's what I'll say. I feel like he was a. Clearly, the Falcons got their number one option, and I'm gonna trust Matt Ryan. So I'm gonna go okay. Okay.
Man, man, Matt Ryan came in and made a
Man, I
made a
like the
power
hire.
move.
I like the hire. Like we didn't go off the Shanahan tree. Like we went outside the box. We ain't do the norm. Like we went and got somebody who's proven. Everywhere he's gone, he has won. Has he got a Super Bowl? No, but he won. Think about
Man,
what he
but
did in Minnesota to get the job in Cleveland.
hey, let me tell you something though. This is the one thing that I do know for sure. Man, Arthur Blank don't give a shit about Deion Sanders and what the fuck he's got to say at this point.
Man, they ain't got no problems there. Oh, let me ask you. This is what I was going to ask earlier. Um, I know Matt Ryan had a couple of head coaches in his career in Atlanta. Did Matt Ryan ever have a first year head coach,
In Atlanta,
a rookie head coach?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arthur
yeah.
Smith,
Mike
Dan
Smith and
Quinn,
Dan Quinn
and
and
Arthur
Arthur
Smith,
Smith.
all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
So
It's just that Mike Smith and Dan Quinn, they had experienced offensive coordinators. The one thing that Arthur Smith did not do. That's what helped Mike Smith be successful. Because even when the offensive coordinators left to get a head coaching job, he always brought in another experienced OC to help Matt out.
okay. And the reason why I asked that was because now Matt Ryan knows what we need and what we don't need based off of his experiences.
You remember what we was talking about earlier? The identity.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan already know what the identity of this team should look like. He knows the good and the bad, and he knows the first thing you got to do, you got to have sustainability on that offensive side of the ball. So why not go get an offensive, an experienced playoff, two-time coach of the year, head coach in Atlanta?
And I'm gonna tell you something else too, bro. You don't forget that in the pit of Matt Ryan's stomach is that Super Bowl.
You heard what Matt said. We got unfinished business.
And I believe that. I believe that. In the pit of his stomach, he said, man, I got to get my hands on one some kind of way. Because we supposed to have won that thing. And now he got his opportunity. And like I said, I ain't gonna harp on it too long. That was a strong move. Strong move. I like that. He covered all of the cliches that come with um what people are looking for. He was transparent. He took ownership of what he said he was going to do, and by doing both of those, left no doubt of which direction we're going, what our identity going to be, and if it blows up, who to blame. He ain't
Because
hiding
like
behind nothing.
no, and Matt really told us in the press conference, I want an experienced head coach for one. And then like he ain't want to say offensive or defensive side of the ball, but if we keep it Obrick, why would you bring in a defensive head coach?
That's real talk right there, bro. You know, like I forgot who was saying it, but see the pieces of the puzzle on the table, and it's coming together. It's starting to make
And I
sense.
think the GM was already set. I think the GM was set when they did the once Matt Ryan was hired and they sat down and went through all the candidates. I think it's already set in stone. But I love the fact because you could like it's different because you remember like years prior stuff was all always getting leaked. Somebody already knew something. Like I'm glad that they actually they're holding everything to the chest. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen. We can only give our opinion.
Come on.
I'm gonna tell you something else too, in my opinion.
Hold on. I want to hear it. Here's another stat for you.
Okay.
Kevin Stefanski is the first Falcons head coach to be hired, coming directly from another NFL head coaching job since Dan Reeves in 1997.
To the Falcons.
Yeah.
Come on
Okay.
now.
Yeah, the only other guy that did that was Andy Reid when he went from Philly to Kansas City.
Shoot.
That's it.
Yeah. But hey,
But see, go ahead.
and we know what Dan Reeves got us to our first Super Bowl. I'm not saying that's what Kevin said. See, that's just a stat.
Yeah.
So still, Kevin Stefanski. I'm gonna give my opinion on it. I don't think it was a bad hire. Everyone knows, man. I just saw what I was having to watch what Kubiak did. Man, I would have loved Kubiak here, but I don't hate Stefanski here. I think there's a lot of upside to it, but there's still some minor concerns that I have in terms of just I don't just uncertainty. Okay, and sense of the Falcons have done this shit so many times. I'm kind of at the point where they are going to have to prove to me they can do it on the field. But Stefanski, I think, is a solid coach, and I'm willing to give him an opportunity to prove himself.
Facts. And just look at it and just look at the picture. We still got seven teams left, and you haven't heard anything about it. But the only other potential head coach I heard of is the DC from Green Bay being the head coach of Miami. That's it. I think every last one of these teams are trying to get their hand on a piece of the Shanahan tree. Everybody's waiting on Kubiak. And I think Matt Ryan figured that out, like, because usually there would be hires by now, and there was only one, and that got finalized today. 5 years, 100 million. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You getting paid running back money. You getting paid wide receiver money. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? The the offensive coordinator for the Saints. I'm not Saints. I'm sorry, for the Seattle Seahawks. How long has he been in that position with that team?
For who are you talking about?
Um,
Th- This is his first year in Seattle. Last year he was in New Orleans. Like
Oh yeah,
he's been the
him.
OC
Yeah.
for like five different teams in 5 years or something like that.
okay, okay. So now, to me, that's kind of a that ain't a good thing on the resume that I would like. And another thing that I'm gonna throw out there on this guy is he didn't develop the quarterback that they have starting for the Seattle Seahawks right now. He didn't have to. He didn't walk into a quarterback fiasco. So even though he's attractive, he's he hasn't did the things that we need to do.
More breaking news. This is from Jabin at Jabin_80. I'm told Kevin Stefanski likes the results of his research on Jeff Ulbrich as far as watching film and talking to people who had worked with him across the league, and he will meet with Ulbrich before ultimately determining if he keeps him.
Get this off my chest. Oh, we forget this is all. There's this tweet that goes around. Yes, it's going to football. It's Thursday. It's a Saturday game. So you got to
So,
pull out the Thursday practice.
yeah, hey, let me, yeah, hey, that's where we are right now, though.
I think overstays. I don't think he's
Hey,
going
hey, hey,
anywhere.
hey, Georgia, Texas boy, can you turn your TV down a little bit?
Yep.
I
That's
appreciate you.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at some chat. They want to know who's checked out from the Falcons. So an
Shit.
hour later, y'all still arguing with the fans about how they feel about the hire. But you're supposed to be a platform that promotes the Falcons and is supposed to be talking about what the Falcons are doing. And they're worrying about who's gonna jump on the bandwagon if the Falcons start winning.
Shoot.
Everybody gonna jump on the bandwagon. As
Hello.
soon as come on, man, listen. If this GM come in here and do what he's supposed to do, that means bring in some new wide receivers, bring in a new cornerback, bring in a new defensive tackle, like do the stuff that he's supposed to do. I'm telling you, all that talk about, oh, they not gonna support the Falcons. Y'all just supported 8 seasons of losing.
Toxic, man. It's just being toxic, man. And I don't like it. I
And
just
just
don't
think
like it.
about
But
some of us who was fans before Matt Ryan. We was losing when Mike Vick left. What about before Mike Vick? We was losing before Mike Vick. What about before Chris Chandler? We was losing before Chris Chandler. What about Chris Miller? We was losing
losing.
before Chris Miller. Like, bruh, like
So why is that a topic? Some look, man. I remember a guy. I forgot what platform it was on. This mud said something that was real because he was like, "Man, I gotta take a break from these Falcons." And they was trying to say that he was a fake fan. He gonna be back, on the bandwagon. He said, "No." He said that his passion was so deep for the Falcons that it was stressing him out.
Shit.
And he said that I got to do this. I got to back away from these Falcons so that I could be healthy. And I was like, wow. I was like, wow, that's crazy. There. That's a real fan. When you got it that bad for that team, it's just like being in a relationship. You gotta, your spouse, man, you don't want the relationship to end, but things is kind of ugly. So you gotta take a step back and get yourself back together. And that's what my man was saying he was gonna do. And I was like, dang, that's deep there. Mud said, man, he loved the Falcons so much, man. He hate to see them muds getting drugged. So he gonna have to step back. So hey,
Hey,
ain't no need to argue about who gonna be on the wagon, who ain't gonna be on the wagon, who don't like the hire and all of that, man. Ain't no need to argue about that. If you either with it or you ain't. If you ain't, hey, you got your opinion, and we got ours.
everyone's they talking about they had a steak and potato bar, and obviously Mr. Blank getting on the grill and throwing some ribeyes on the grill. Man, they got man. I'm shocked they didn't take his ass over to Magic City and get him some lemon pepper.
Hey man, ain't no telling how much them daggone ribeyes he had cost.
Shoot, man, he probably had the good stuff too. The stuff that
Man, I went in.
when it hits your mouth, you already know man, that's a better feeling than when you snort up some crack.
Hey, look, I went and bought a little slab of a cut of beef that I had never bought before, and man, that piece of meat was like $180, uncooked.
And you just a regular guy, OG, right?
I'm just a regular old dude.
Man,
And I was like, man,
I'm willing to bet you. And man, you got to remember, it's Arthur Blank and the Cathy family that are the richest people in the state of Georgia. Man, that cut
man,
of meat that Arthur Blank got, it probably cost him nearly $1,000.
look, he probably had it flown in.
Oh yeah, flown. Hey, he's got them connections in Montana too. Probably had it flown in from somewhere over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what this thing
hey,
is.
I got a question for y'all. Since all these head coaches getting fired, since Kyle Shanahan lost again, is he gonna get fired?
Nah,
Hey, if Sean McDermott get fired in Buffalo, since it's a
nah,
trend, like they don't care what you did in the past.
nah. They ain't
Tomlin
gonna.
got the axe, Harbaugh got the axe. I
They
mean,
ain't gonna do all that. And I don't care what they do though. Shoot, we got our head coach though, right?
yes, we got a real head coach. Man, they can just the haters can just cry themselves to sleep. Like I tell them all the time, if you hate the team that much, hey, you can DM me. You can give me all your Falcon stuff. You ain't even got to sell it. Just give it to me for free because you hate them. You don't like the team no more. You giving up. So just giving me your merchandise. I would take it willingly.
Well, you got a lot of them cats, man. Them ones that's crashing like that, really, man. They ain't got no merchandise, bro. Trust me. Trust me, dog. Telling you, they ain't got no merchandise. Shoot, I seen some people claim they big fan. Every time I see that mud got on the same hat. Maybe it's his favorite hat. Though. I don't know. Yeah, the more they got no them guys, them people like they don't have no merchandise, man. The loudest ones, bro. They ain't doing it. But I like I said, I respect the move. You
Hey,
know, I respect it to the.
got some
I,
more reporting.
kudos to Matt, man.
Got some more food reporting for y'all. Y'all ready for this? Kevin
Let's go.
Stefanski left tonight's meeting, quote, blown away by Arthur Blank's steak dinner, but particularly couldn't get enough of the cheesecake dessert, per source. Man, so like, hey, when I tell y'all they were, I mean, shoot, seducing the fuck out of this dude.
Arthur Blank had to hit him with that Southern hospitality.
Shit.
Yeah, I went in my freezer and looked at that daggone piece of beef I had. It's some type of big cut of a beef short rib, like $180 for
Shit.
10 pounds.
Oh, that
Yep,
ain't bad right there.
yep.
Hey, but OG, you probably
Uh
can't
huh.
even mess with what Mr. Blank paid for his though.
Man, listen. He look, man. He probably got look, man. You got some steak out there, man. If he got if he got that grain fed, um, what they do with them, and it depends on what kind of steer it was. If it was a steer, that's a whole nother ball game too. Man, he probably bought. Shoot, and then it depends on how you
Man,
cut it. It depends on how you
man,
cut it. Go ahead.
that's his own beef, man. Arthur
Right,
Blank got that off his own ranch in Montana. He say
right.
nothing
He
but
probably
Shit.
told
fucking
them,
good stock.
man. He probably told them, I need them. Look, and
Man,
see now
hey,
some other things you have
Nate,
to go with too, huh?
next thing we gonna hear, Arthur Blank, shot the damn cow himself to get the beef. That's the next thing we gonna hear. Man, he went out there himself. He put that camo on, and he put that damn cow in the bullseye.
Hey, look, and another thing about the beef too, his beef pie was never frozen either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, never frozen. Always was at least room temperature. So yeah, 49ers got their brakes beat off of them. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So yep, kudos to Matt Ryan.
Shit, Mr. Blank. Hey, shout out to Matt Ryan, but Mr. Blank might have just did it tonight. Boy, I
Hey
tell
man,
you, I may have just learned of the greatest seducer that I possibly could know after tonight. Okay.
well,
Matt
you
Matt
think the
Ryan first.
barbecue was after the hire or before the hire?
Oh, the steak,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you,
I think that
the
was after the
steak.
interview. I think the
Oh,
state closed the deal.
the steak was to close the deal. You took the words right out my mouth. Hey, listen. But now, see, all Mr. Blank's got to do what he did with Kevin Stefanski. Maybe he find the right woman to work some of that magic on. Maybe he can add wife number 4 to the trophy case.
Oh, he's a bad coach, but he got the fourth most wins in Browns history, and he the only coach to take them to the playoffs twice in Browns history.
Wait a
But
minute,
he a
Brent. Are
bad
we
coach.
talking about all-time Browns history?
All-time Browns history,
We ain't.
Kevin Stefanski has the fourth most wins by a head coach in Browns history.
Does this go back to the '90s or go back to the like '40s and '50s?
I think it's the 90s.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
And he the
Um,
only coach to go to the because they only been
Browns,
to the playoffs three times, and he took them to the playoffs twice.
and I'm gonna have to look this up. Nah, that that's all time. That's going man. There's only four other coaches that got more wins than Kevin Stefanski in the history of the Cleveland Browns. And man, it's Blanton Collier. No, actually, man, only two. Blanton Collier and Paul Brown. Those are the only two coaches that got more wins than Kevin Stefanski in Browns history. Oh, and I forgot Andrew Tingliano. So man, you talk about the best. So yeah, three. But you talk about the best coach in Browns history, dating back, 40 plus years, man. So hey, okay,
Hey man, like I
he's
said, I'm
doing
with
it.
it.
Shoot, he's
I'm
doing
good.
it.
I'm good. Let me see what big and low. The only thing about when I'm on this live, I can't see the chats.
I can tell you when something develops in the chat, though.
Well, what I do is I got a little old iPad here that I'll go and kind of look at it and see what's going on.
Man, look, I'm so like geek about what's going on. I got it on the TV. I got it
Yeah,
on one of my laptops, and I'm talking to y'all on my phone. I'm talking about
man, there's a lot of
the
people now that I'm looking
the
at the
mixed
other.
reactions. The
Yeah, the
mixed
mixed reactions.
reactions.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's
I'm
crazy.
looking at it, man. But see that's the fan base. That's just what we do. Well, what they do, because I mean, I look at it from a different aspect, because I know it's a business also. And you notice a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a business. It's a business." Okay, then you have to keep that energy when the business that you're claiming it to be make these decisions. I, you know, it's a business when you want to sound right, but then it's not a business when you don't think that they did what they're supposed to do.
Uh-uh. When they ain't do what you wanted them to do.
Right. But
Look,
I ain't want to say
it
that.
was
But that's what it is.
it was just like everybody was screaming and tumbling, even though Tumblin said that he wasn't coaching next week.
Man, I knew Tom wasn't coming. And you know what? Sometimes to hire a guy like that was over there in a in a in a situation where it was just a great challenge, and you bring him in, he taking a step up. The only thing that he got to deal with, which he was already dealing with, is the quarterback situation. That's all he got to deal with right now, really, is the quarterback situation.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you think he can get his boy to come over here with him?
Who?
Miles.
Miles Garrett?
Yeah.
Shit. Hey, I don't see it happening.
Come on, three
We
dirty.
don't. We don't even. Hey, we don't even really need Miles Garrett though. Shoot, man. Hey, he's got a young Miles Garrett on the team.
I don't know about that. I think Miles Garrett is in a class of his own right
Yeah,
now.
you probably right though. You probably right.
Right. Who
Hey, you
or
see, you
who's
get
on
me
the
all excited talking about this shit again.
hey man, this is how you do business. Once you make a business move, then you got to see what else you can get out of that. Who else they got over there with the Browns that we might can use? Be it offensive line,
Special team coach.
special team.
Oh,
That's
I
what I'm
saw a
saying.
report they might bring the special teams coach over.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, why people is over here crying about the hire, look at what comes with the package.
And just look at the first report that came out. His first even idea of an OC,
Man, while they all crying my
Brian
while
Callahan.
while
Now,
everyone
where is
crying
he
about
at?
this fucking hire, I'm ready to
Brian
get up in
Callahan
my
got
car
fired this year
and
from
I'm
Tennessee.
ready, man, I'm ready to get up in my car and drive up over there and
He's
ask all,
the
hey,
Tennessee former
y'all
head
got
coach,
any
and
y'all got any meat left?
Oh,
before he
hold
was
on a
at
minute.
Tennessee,
Wait a minute, Georgia Texas boy. Hey Chandler, let my man answer my question.
Oh, all right.
Come on, Georgia Texas boy.
so Callahan, he was the head coach of Tennessee. This was his first year, and he had got fired.
Uh-huh.
Or this was his second year because he had the Will Levis stuff. So this is his second year, and he got fired. But he come from Cincinnati. He was the Cincinnati offensive coordinator when they was going to the AFC championships and when they went to the Super Bowl.
Okay. But see
And
that's
then
how I do it.
and then his dad is a former NFL head coach and a great offensive line coach, and Bill Callahan.
Okay. Cause now it's called poaching. But let's see who we can get from the Browns. Who can he bring with him other than coaches,
Man,
people
good,
deep in the organization.
can he bring in Denzel Ward?
Hey man,
Shoot.
what kind of
You,
contract he got going on?
man, they've been trying to trade him for like the last 2, 3 years. Why not bring him and put him opposite AJ? We were
He
just
got
talking
two
about
years
the
left on
other.
his deal.
Come on now. They said to bring somebody in to take the attention off AJ.
Shit.
I'm telling you, bro.
You'll have two top 15 corners.
Yeah, they gave him 5 years, 100 mil. He getting 20 a year. Is AJ getting that much?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when them boys lead them teams like that, it might be a guy on that team that can fill a void for us, and he'd let them boys know. So look, we got a guy over there on the practice squad, man, that y'all might need to look at. The only reason why I had him on the practice squad, but this is that we were developing him. Might need to reach out. Yep. So that's where I'm at. I'm waiting to see the next move.
Next move
Right.
He
probably
So
showed
that
he
means
GM.
that the
showed
next
shocked me.
move, the next move should be GM.
Okay. And you saying they probably looking at the guy from Chicago.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's what the
Okay.
reports say.
So I give it another week.
Okay.
I give it another, and if you see what's going on, everything been happening in like 7 day increments.
Okay.
Everything been happening on a Friday or a Saturday. Matt Ryan was announced on the Friday or Saturday. The new head coach was announced on a Saturday. So I give it about a week, and then they all gonna have their press conference together maybe that Thursday or that Wednesday.
Shoot. Oh yeah. Well, we'll probably. My prediction is we're gonna end up seeing. They'll probably wait for the press conference until they get the GM hire in. So I would expect the GM hire to occur within the next couple days. But my
Ooh.
only thing is, I'm gonna say my only thing. It now if this all ends up working out, we gonna praise it. But God forbid it don't work out. We gonna once again be looking at you hired the coach before the GM. So, but it sounds like Kevin Stefanski is gonna have some input on the GM after his time in Cleveland. I would fully expect that might have been one of the parts of the deal. So shoot.
Now there's a rumor coming out that Tennessee wanted if we didn't hire Stefanski, Tennessee wanted Stefanski, but now they say that Matt Nagy is the top candidate in Tennessee. It looked like there's trying to. To me, it looks like there's a run on experienced head coaches.
Yeah.
Hey man, like I said, 9, 9, 9, 9. Got you. Y'all thought we were gonna let. Oh yeah. Hey man, they ain't gonna do nothing with that dude Stansky. They ain't call Harbaugh. Let's just sit back and
Shoot.
wait. They didn't know.
Yep.
Now you know.
If you didn't know,
Now you know.
now you know. But see, shit.
And look, like your boy G.I. Joe say, knowing is half of the is what
Shit.
half the something. Yep. That's what's up right there, man. You think them mud was
Anyway,
sitting back waiting on us? They thought we were gonna wait for your boy with Seattle.
oh
Nah,
come on now. Everybody thought that we was gonna wait on Clint Kubiak.
that's what I'm
Everybody,
saying.
but it was just like we were saying before the news dropped. He there because
Man,
anytime the head coach leave and the interview is over, we always get
we
that interview is complete.
we went live thinking, just talking about this thing heating up a little bit. We didn't know that the only thing that was heating up was Arthur Blank's grill.
Exactly. We didn't know that. Because I'm here to tell you, man. I was like, that's why I told you. I said I'm gonna give out some GMs slowly. I ain't gonna put them all out there because I said if you got to kind of just let everything come to you. And that move right there, oh yeah, power move right there for real.
Yeah.
That was a
Cause
great
that
move.
was crazy because we were just sitting here like, man, we ain't heard nothing about the interview being complete. We ain't heard that he left. Nothing.
Right.
Man, because
And then
they were making
not even
sure an announcement wasn't put out until there was ink on the paper and
not
he
even 10
was the
minutes
head
later,
coach.
15 minutes later,
Right.
you just
Adam Schefter
fly
dropped it.
through breaking news.
And
At
Dirty Bird Fly Through was the first one that announced it
the hey,
On the
from the
air,
content
live.
creator on the air live.
hey, I'm a difference maker.
Hey, you got to do a clip. You got to do that clip, man,
Hey, I'm gonna go
when
and
you
look for
announced
it.
it.
Low key, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go and look for it.
yeah. I'm talking about do the clip when you announced it.
Hey, but shout out to hey, I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I'm gonna go back and
Man,
find it.
I'm telling you, like, hey, just like I've been saying for since the off season, the new era is here. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was gonna be this way, but hey, so far
you've been
we
saying it
moving
now.
in the right direction. I've been
Hey,
saying that since before we even knew
yeah.
that Raheem was gonna get fired.
Hey, look, I thought you were trolling at first because you said the same thing every time. I said, man, this cat must be trolling. I said, but hey,
Uh,
he said it's a
no,
new era.
because I felt the energy. Like I'm telling you, like I was a fan of Raheem. I was a fan of Terry Funk. No, I was a fan more of Terry than Raheem. I was
Uh huh.
on the Raheem Morris bandwagon. This ain't no. I always had right. No, no, no. I was okay. 8 and 9. Let's see what we do the next year. You say Penny's gonna be the quarterback. All right, then we're gonna ride with Michael Penix. And I felt like the offense was gonna take off. You got the young quarterback. You got Drake, Bijan, and Kyle Pitts. We can't go nowhere with us. And then nope. it just went downhill. And then when you have two seasons where you got a month of losing, and then this year, what what really bit the bullet for him this year, before we was losing, Sport Talk became in the building, and then we started losing, and
Shit.
then they was
Or
talking to the entire team while we
right.
was losing.
Let me
That's
ask you a question on about one of the moves that Raheem didn't make. How did you feel? Well, first of all, it was last season, not this past season. How did you feel when Kurt went on his skid and we didn't make a quarterback move like maybe after that Chargers game.
my whole. I was disappointed in Raheem because you, as a head coach, don't put the quarterback on IR and then say it was a mistake. You knew he was hurt, so he could have sit out. We had a week 11 bye, so that's 1 week. You only got to sit out for it. You can let Michael Penix play week 12, week 13, week 14. On week 15, you get activated, and Kirk Cousins could have took us to the playoffs, but no. Raheem Morris, the same reason that got him fired. He didn't want to stick to his plan because instead of making Michael Penix the starting quarterback, you should have had a. If Kirk Cousins was healthy at the beginning of this season, you should have had a quarterback competition, point blank period. Or stick to your plan of saying that Kirk Cousins is the starter for 2 years.
And you know what make it so bad? And I'm just using this word because we're talking about football. The football gods actually smiled on Raheem, and he didn't take advantage of it. When he had to bring Kurt back, like you just said, that put him back on schedule. There was no need to panic because that was your plan A anyway for 2 seasons.
For 2 seasons, and he panicked.
He
He
panicked.
panicked like
Hey,
he didn't
hey,
know what to do. Like even if you ain't want to put Michael Penix out there, when you put that quarterback on IR, you don't sit there and say it's a mistake and then get mad when Kirk Cousins say something about it. Like don't get me wrong, because I still hold Kirk Cousins at fault too because you wanted to
Right,
play because you was on Netflix and you ain't want to
right.
sit on the bench for 4 weeks. But Raheem, you as the head coach, you should have. Hey, no, I need you to rest because we brought you here so we can go to the playoffs.
hey,
and
man.
and and I was really disappointed when he did, and I was like, man, I felt bad for him because I know that he was overwhelmed, man, and the what they call it, um, what is that word? When he was just trying to survive, man. You know what I'm saying? He got desperate. He didn't know what he was doing. Self preservation. That's the word. He
Man,
went into self
if he would have
preservation mode.
if he would have took play calling away for Zach Robinson, I promise you he would have saved himself. But
He would have saved the season. He would have saved himself. But he was overwhelmed, and he didn't know how to put his personality to the side and just become a coach, man. Just
right,
don't worry about the politics. Just be the coach, man. Just be a coach.
it's a
And
business.
it's a yeah, make business decisions. And I was like, oh my God. Even the people that I sit with at the games, I remember when Koo was hurt. He was hurt at the end of the 2023 season. The last two
Right,
games, I told him, I said, Koo hurt.
should have let him go right then and there. Like I get it, but it's
Yeah.
like man, and then you say, well, we brought him back, bruh.
No.
That hip ain't been the same since that hip went out.
I saw it the last two games of the 2023 season. And then when we came, the first game we went to in the 2024, I told the same, all us got back together, get a little reunion thing. And I said, they said, well, cool, he back. I said, cool still hurt. What he missed? 5 out of 9 or something? And they still didn't get rid of him. I said, good God Almighty. That dude missed 5 out of 9 field goals. That's crazy. and they didn't get rid of him. They held on to him. I said, well, he must Raheem must ain't got no bills to pay. Cause ain't no way in the world I let a man make me lose my job like that. No way. So
Hey,
I said it's gonna be what it is.
we got some more break. I'm telling y'all, the news about the beef is rolling in more than the news about Stefanski because Browns legend Joe Thomas tweeted out, and I don't know if this is a joke or not. He tweeted out, "I can't confirm that the beef was Hall of Fame beef by Joe Thomas because I was down there as part of of the possible assistants on that staff. It was the best steak of my life."
Hello.
Shit. Hey, that's what I was saying when y'all were talking earlier. I might have to roll over there and see if there's any leftovers.
Yeah. Right. Google all the blank
Well, man,
address for
hey,
crack.
I know where Howell Mill Road is. I'm like, shit, I might have to take y'all on a road trip.
Right. Be at the gate. Mr. Blank.
Hey,
Let me get one of them
yeah,
chips.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Man, can we bring in Joe Thomas on the coaching staff?
Yeah. Hey, if we do that, that's gonna be nasty.
Hey man, sky the limit now. Cause you know the more attractive your staff gets, the more you draw people to you. And that makes players want to come too.
What you just said earlier, 3:30. How many people can we get from the Cleveland Browns? It's called poaching.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. See why the mother over there worrying about who care? I'm looking at I'm still reading the room. I'm reading the room. How what else can I maximize this move? Shoot, they look. He probably told my man to get on the phone right now. We need to make some phone calls. We need to
Man.
check some people out. Ask them, call their agent. We
Oh
can't
yeah.
talk to them. We'll talk to the agent.
They working the
See what's
phones
happening.
right now.
I'm telling you, bro. Shoot. Well, worrying about who mad at the pick. Okay. Shoot. Them boys finna make some moves, and then you worrying about who mad. So you say, well, when we start winning, don't jump on the bandwagon, man. Bye. What's wrong with y'all? What bandwagon? Man, it ain't even it ain't even February yet. And you worrying about a bandwagon. Shoot. Okay. You better be worrying about us not having no first round draft pick.
You just mean that we just used it last year. That's what you worried about, right?
Hmm.
We just used it last year.
But it's but it's
And we got a 10 sack guy with our first round pick.
oh, that was a great move.
Shit. We just used it a year early. That we just got an advance on our first round pick and it paid off. And then we got the best rookie DB from the draft too. Hey, you see what the Falcons doing though? They're making me talk crazy again. Shit. They already got me feeling myself. Shit. Mm. But hey, Georgia Texas boy, you've been saying it. It's a new era.
Yes, sir. The new era is here.
Mm. Now, hey, it's going to be very interesting the next few days, though, how all the chips fall. Offensive coordinator, GM, coach and staff, all that sorts of stuff. Then after that, shit, it's right to work.
Yep, I'm ready to see how many fans we gonna lose.
You don't lose no fans, man.
Man, hey,
Mother
uh,
just running their mouth.
the people that are running their mouths, they aren't fans. The Falcons don't know that you're fans, man, because you ain't ever showed your face up in. You ain't ever showed your face in the bins. You ain't ever worn a jersey, man. Let me tell you something, okay? Them ugly ass jerseys that we just retired, man. If you ended up getting one of those, that is how they know you're a Falcons fan. If you've been up in the bins at any point these last 8 seasons, actually there to watch the Falcons, you're a Falcons fan. Man, if you just sitting on your ass, and especially you 15, 20 minutes from the stadium and you sitting on your ass on Sundays when the tickets are $20 and $30, man, you ain't no fan. You don't know what dedication is. You ain't willing to go. I mean, shoot, you didn't have to go there to be like hooray team and be a stereotypical the PR's wet dream. Now, I know a lot of them wouldn't have had the balls to do what I did. Shit, y'all could have booed. Y'all could have done something. Make them hear you. Inspire change. That's what we did. The change we've been waiting and inspired for is here. Now we gonna see how the fuck it works out.
Yep, yep. And everybody said they didn't want to see the same stuff. All we've been doing is hiring first time head coaches.
Right. So now you did something different, and most still ain't happy. But see, now you gotta pay attention to who you're listening to. Cause like I said, when you got a guy that says, "Hey, I'm just a fan. I'm just the biggest fan than anybody else," but I sit home, pay my cable bill, and watch the Falcons on TV, and I go next door and get a piece of chicken off the grill from my neighbor and go back and watch the game. And you got people that's co-signing behind that, then there's no need to argue with those kind of people. There's no need to even waste your time trying to convince them of anything, because to say that as a grown man to other grown men tells me a lot about your mindset, how you move, how you do handle business, how you just move around, and what type of integrity that you got. So I don't even that when I heard that I was like, "Woo, there's no way, there's no way I can even spend no time and energy messing with them kind of people."
And you remember how we talked about was Matt Ryan gonna lead the search or was the firm gonna lead the search? And it showed that Matt Ryan led the search on Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah. And I was asking that. I was like, all I want, if Matt's gonna do it, then gonna do it. And he did it. He did it. 15, 20 minutes later, here come the news. Boom. Okay, Matt. Now guess what? Whether I like him or not, I gotta respect him. I got to give him his due respect.
Yeah.
Because he made it. He said I made the call, and he said it before. I want an experienced play caller. Okay, cool. Well, an experienced head coach. Can't argue with that, man. And if fans got a problem with that, then you don't really want them. You don't really. Hey, you want them to check out. If they don't respect that move and they're not gonna be positive, yeah, you want them to check out. Go on, check out, y'all. It's cool. We ain't mad at you. Cause we got somebody waiting to take your spot. Trust me. Yep. So I've been saying I smelled a rat, but it might be just I left something in the refrigerator too long. It might not be a rat.
You so what you saying essentially is it may have just been a stench from the old guys getting up out of here. They may have stunk it up so bad that it's just gonna take a little bit to get rid of that smell fully.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yep, that could have been it. But I'm like, man, what in the world we gonna do? Because it was a bad spot to be in. But um, you get the right team, just like Mr. Blank brought those sportsology in. Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to bring people in like that don't have a dog in the fight, and they're gonna
Fact.
tell you, and they're gonna tell you what's going on.
But because sportsology had to be the one to tell them to say, "Hey, Arthur, you had eight losing seasons, two different head coaches, three different head coaches.
Right,
The common denominator is Rich McKay."
right. And by them saying that, and see, sometimes it's just like going to an attorney. There's two type of consultations you can get. You can get the free consultation, and you get paid consultation. And trust me, they're not gonna be the same. So Mr. Blank got paid consultation this year, and they told him what he needed to do, and they gave it to him in a format to where that they broke it down to where he didn't have no choice. He knew what he had to do. Yep, he knew exactly what he had to do. So I ain't mad at him. And the first move that they made, think about it now. When they hired Raheem, and they had the news conference, that was crazy. That was crazy. But like I said, I'm with them. I'm with it. That don't mean I'm saying they. That don't mean that I'm saying we're gonna win. We're gonna go to the playoffs. It just means that I'm on board. I'm respecting the moves, and I'm excited to see what y'all gonna do next. What's next on the menu? So, yep.
Yeah, yeah, because we had the
I'm trying to see if John them mad, but I don't know. I was looking at the eye test.
Mm,
it's mixed, it's mixed, it's mixed.
shoot. Hey,
Man,
it's like I say. This is where I am.
mixed
Okay,
reactions everywhere.
with the hire, this is where I am. I'm not. I'm not. Ready to. Do cartwheels for it. But I'm not mad at it. Like I'm willing to you see what they do. What I mean, look, I Kubiak was my top guy, and everyone knows that. But at the same damn time, like I understand they wanted a guy with experience. This is a guy that did a solid job in Cleveland. He's got experience. You would like to think that the mistakes he did make in Cleveland, I mean, he hasn't had a lot of time to reflect on them, but maybe a change of scenery and a little bit of a reset will help him, kind of view things differently. You ain't playing the Steelers and the Ravens. You're playing, the Saints that, they're hyping Tyler Shuck up for what? A sample of 7 or 8 games? They're hyping, Carolina and Bryce Young. They had to back their way into the playoffs. And, I mean, Tampa had a collapse this season, and they haven't really fixed their issues yet. And as long as Todd Bowles is there, I mean, they are going to continue to have issues. So, I mean, look, it's why I say, it's a good spot. It's a good spot. But now
Yeah.
I still got to see some of the other things they do.
Oh yeah. Oh, over here on the eye test, and I respect Winston Thornton. He said it was a good hire. And then my man Keeley, that's over there, um, he's a good guy too. He said he saw Stefans- Stefanski make the playoff with bums at quarterback. This roster far more talented than anything he had. And then they was talking. He said, "Who was he supposed to develop? He made the playoffs with
Yeah.
Baker. Then he got hurt."
You know what? Screw it. I'll say it's a good hire. I don't think it was a great
Yeah.
hire. I'll say it's a good hire.
Well, a good hire is always you can always work with that
Yeah.
because if it's a good hire, then you can improve. But if you got a guy, look, man, let's just say we bought Belichick in, right? When he came here, what was you gonna expect from Belichick?
Shoot, would have expected him to make the playoffs.
Okay, so now you got high expectations, and you don't want to, it's certain things you gonna not want to deal with. But with this guy coming here, if it's a good hire, then the sky's the limit.
You,
Versus you bringing supposedly like bringing Todd Gurley to the Falcons, and we had the expectation, Todd Gurley, Steven Jackson, all them guys. Man, nah, it was a good move. Yep, yeah. Keely, pumping him up. Said he had. I forgot all about Case Keenum. So he had him looking like a Pro Bowl in Minnesota.
oh damn, that is right.
Oh, Keely sharp now. Yeah,
Shoot.
Keely sharp. So yeah, that's what's up, man. It's a good move. Man, let the people. A lot of these people just getting the frustration
Oh yeah.
off the
They,
chest.
they
So okay, whatever.
they come online thinking that they can run therapy sessions. Man, I ain't here to be your fucking therapist. Let me make that very clear. The only thing
Well,
if you think you gon' if I'm gonna be your therapist, only thing I'm gonna give you is more damn reasons to need an actual therapist.
the thing about it is, you have a platform, right? You guys that have platforms, you can be the voice of reason. Cause trust me, when they come in, they're coming in to, how can I say it? They're coming in for some support too. So the information that you give them, they can argue all they want to, but they can't deny that they weren't told. So with that being said, hey man, these platforms are very important. That's why I don't like platforms that just all time putting out negative vibes, because they reach so many people, man. They reach a lot of people, and a lot of people are followers. They're not leaders. They're not gonna take on their own identity on this Falcon thing. They're gonna follow somebody. And and me, I mean, if we're doing bad, okay, that's one thing. But don't, it's almost like putting your family business out there. You don't, if you got that bad cousin in your family, man, you don't tell everybody they bad.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, you protect them, man, and you help, you help them do better, as much as you can. I mean, you can't save everybody, but these Falcons, man, we gotta talk them up. We gotta let these mothers know right now. We could be lying. Say, man, we got the new head coach. We got the hottest coach out there. We didn't want Harbaugh. We didn't want him. We didn't want none of them boys. We got who we wanted, and we could be lying through our teeth.
Yeah, I've already done that shit a lot. Shit.
Right.
You
Be like, don't never let them see you sweat.
AOG, you've taken on a different role tonight, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, I had to, cause I'm with the team, man. Look, I'm I got a little investment with the team.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go with the team. I got to go with them. Look, man. I would be a fool to say that I ain't with the team no more, man. I'm done with these months. And then next month, start paying on my tickets for next season. Come on, man.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make yourself look like a fool like that,
I ain't gonna
RG.
make myself look like a fool. And then I got a 7-hour drive, one way. Shoot. I ain't gonna make myself look like, well, and I ain't talking about make myself look like no fool to other people. I'm talking about I'm not gonna make myself look like a fool to myself.
Yeah, man.
Cause I do some self evaluations too. Be like, man, why you spending all that money and driving to Atlanta and you saying you don't like you done with the team? Shoot, you could do something else with that money. Resell your tickets. Do something. But I ain't doing that. Especially with the schedule we got.
Oh yeah, you. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Everyone gonna have to be there repping.
Yeah. Who we got?
I can go through it again, man. I was just looking at it actually.
It
We got.
says
I mean,
somebody joined.
I know we got the three division opponents: Chicago,
Okay.
Detroit, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Oh, hey, they gon' hey, mark my words. They might put this game on prime time or week one. We visited in the Browns this year.
Oh yeah.
Man, you know
That's
they
what I'm
gon'
talking about.
you know they gonna have some fun with that game. Then we got the Chiefs in San Francisco coming through here.
Hey man. That's what I'm telling you. We got a powerhouse schedule coming up next season.
Oh yeah.
I wish Wolf would have came up though. I texted him.
I tried to call him though. I tried to call him twice.
It's all good though.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Yes, sir.
because I'd love to know what Wolf thinks about this. Definitely. Yeah, man.
You might have to write a letter to Mr. Blank, man.
Shit. Shit. I have to say,
Yeah.
hey, I noticed what you've been doing.
Say, dear Mr. Blank, I have folded up the bag and took it to the recycling
Or
bin.
man, matter of fact, I might just have to send him an image. I've ripped the bag up. Hopefully, I don't have to make a new one.
Yep.
Shoot.
Well, Matt made his first major move.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, they over there. They over there. I test they feeling pretty good about it. Well, see, if you come over there on Winston thing and get to talking real goofy,
They
he ain't
just,
gonna get real ugly, but he gonna hit you with them facts.
yeah.
Yep, he sure is.
Yeah, Winston gonna hit you with them facts, and he gonna be like, man, you need to stop that. Yeah.
That or they'll just get you the fuck up out of there, probably.
Oh, nah, Winston gonna hit you with them facts. He gonna hit you with so many facts. You gonna be like, damn, you gonna either be quiet or you gonna have to give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he do. Yep. You might need to do a look at Cleveland, see if they got any free agents coming up. Cause I'm willing to tell you,
That's all gonna be research done and it coming up very soon.
yeah, what we need anyway. We need a tank in the middle, run stopper, space heater,
Quarterback number two.
cornerback number two. Um, we need a speedster. I was checking that guy out from Georgia. He about 5'11", 180. He running about a 4.3. Uh, we might could. We might could bring him in and work with him. But I actually like David Seals, man. Steals, whatever his name is, the fourth.
Mm.
I like that
Oh,
guy.
no. Uh-uh. We need a whole new wide receiver core. Keep Drake and bring in some new blood.
Man, I don't know, man. Just something about that guy, man. I like that dude, Seals, man. Seals, whatever his name is. I like that guy, man.
That's a Kirk
There's
guy.
something about him, man. Being a former quarterback and all that, man. I like that guy, man. And I think that Kirk Cousins helped him make a statement, to further his career. I'm not saying he can compete for the starting job, but I think that I think they should either try to get something for him if they don't want him, figure out what they're gonna do with Chris Blair. Um, and what's the other guy they had up there? It's another wide receiver that they drafted that got the triple crown. What was that guy's name? He had the triple crown before we brought him to
Nick,
the Falcons.
Nick Nash gone. He got picked up by the Washington Commanders.
Oh my God! Now Nick Nash, I had high hopes for that guy.
Yeah, I had high hopes for him too.
But see, that's the thing that I don't like about the Falcons, right? I see teams go out there, pick guys up, and they allow them through development and whatever to at least reach their full potential, and you know they exceed that.
Yeah.
We very seldom do that, very seldom, and then they leave and go somewhere else and blow up, and I don't like that. Sometimes we develop guys for other teams.
Oh yeah, and that's got to end.
Yep. And I know Grady was on the back end of his career, right? But it was just amazing how quickly the Bears picked this guy up. And maybe it was, a needed change of scenery. But man, they swooped right in and picked that dude up
Oh yeah.
and said, "Hey, come on to Chicago, man. We
Shoot,
got a spot for you."
picked him right up.
Yep. They picked him right up. And I mean he ain't lighting up the stat sheet, but sometimes, man, you just want somebody to be a nuisance. You know, you just want somebody to draw attention so you can do some other things. So